guess we don't need to. Can you guys see us?
Hello.
Are you here?
PWP and
Hi,
Ray.
Queen. I can't read
Hello.
them. I can't read the monitor.
I just changed about 8 seconds before we went live because I was wearing a belt and I was uncomfortable.
Can you guys see us? Can you hear us? Give us some
Hi,
feedback.
everyone. I don't know my phone.
Let us know.
Hola.
Because the mic and everything is a little farther than usual.
Sorry.
Let's get some thumbs up, says PWP, for those
Yes,
smiling
ma'am.
faces. Okay. All good?
We're good.
Okay.
Maybe just turn the volume up a little louder on your laptop this time, or your computers, or your TVs, wherever you are.
I'm making it difficult for everybody. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, you're fine.
We had to adjust because of that.
We have an extra.
Wow, Nick's on time for once because he's actually in the video.
Because I'm actually in it. And I was even almost late because I had to go change.
Yeah, literally.
We love that.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Deborah is here. Hello,
Hi, Deborah.
Hello.
Hello, Vero. Hello, Dresden. Hello, Ray. PWP, once again, hello.
Top of the morning.
Marina says aloha from Waikiki. Wow.
What time is it there?
Yeah.
What time is it in Hawaii? She's gonna
She
be like.
says it's 4 a.m.
She's like, it's 8 a.m. in the morning.
Taylor is taking pictures and listing. And then she said, make me laugh.
Make me laugh.
We'll do our
Girlie,
best.
Girlie, I'll
We'll
try. Give me a minute.
Hello, Asia Dancer.
Yeah.
Kristen.
What a lovely
Oh,
afternoon.
wonderful time.
Deborah, we are having canes.
Yes, I was going to say, we're having canes. We have had, Ryan and I have had too much Taco Bell recently, so like we had to like change it up a little bit.
And canes is delicious.
Yes. Also, we all love canes. Honestly, if you've ever tried
I don't even know
canes
what Ryan
and
is
you
eating.
didn't like it,
Life
what's
changing.
up?
Oh my god, it's so good.
Next
Where is
surprise
Mike?
Nick.
Deborah asked. Okay, so Mike, literally the bed is completely
You don't
taken,
fit.
so we don't have room for Mike.
I took Mike's spot.
At least right now. Maybe when the food is gone, you guys can see Mike. But like,
You can
Nah,
probably
yeah.
hear him.
yeah, he's panting like right next to the mic. So, what do you think of the? Oh no, Canary Closet. Don't bring that up.
What do you think of the Taco Bell menu?
She said, "What do you think of the Taco Bell
Literally
menu
don't.
change?"
I'm devastated.
We need a
to say
few.
the
I
least.
always get the same thing from Taco Bell. I literally get 2 tacos, soft shell taco supremes,
Boring.
and a Baja Blast.
Boring.
I don't know what even is the menu change. I always thought they were taking
No
them
more
out.
potatoes.
Oh, that's
They
what it
got
was.
rid of the
They're
potatoes.
taking away
Anything
the
with
Fiesta
potatoes.
potatoes.
Okay,
Here.
that's my
disgusting.
childhood right there. Though.
I
That's
know.
crossing the line.
I know.
love
Here,
Fiesta
let me
potatoes.
check again. Let me go over it since
Oh my
maybe
God,
some of you.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
cry.
Dresden said no more potatoes. Deborah said after eating, show us Mike. We
Honestly,
will.
I
That's
keep
disgusting.
trying to read the chat, and it's just not working.
I
I
know.
can't
Wait.
read it.
So we don't.
Can we like pop it out?
I think so.
And
Yeah,
make
it's
it, like,
pop out
way
chat
bigger?
because we.
It went away.
Oh, never mind. It's right there.
Not that it's any.
That does not make it any better.
Oh,
Yay! I can
except-
read
Oh
it.
my gosh, I have grease all over
But
my
now we
fingers.
can't like scroll.
Okay, well,
Oh. Sorry.
Ryan, do you need to see yourself?
No.
Okay.
Super zoom.
No
think they know what I
7-layer
look
burrito
like.
anymore.
Okay, but I never got the 7-layer burrito. So it's okay.
They took the potatoes away years ago from over here. Oh, really? Weird.
That's what my son is. That's because he has taste,
the
Deborah.
Fiesta
What?
potato. Her son eats the same food as Nick. They're so good. I love
Oh
them.
yeah, that's right. They're getting rid of some of the nachos also.
What? They literally just got rid of the nacho boxes. How can you get rid of more?
No, they're still gonna have some nachos, but they're getting rid of some of them.
You're a
as well.
Mexican restaurant. How can you not have nachos?
Our viewers know what to focus on. They're like, okay, reselling,
Taco Bell.
whatever. They're like, let's
They're
talk about
like,
Taco
yeah,
Bell.
great. Let's talk about
There's,
menus.
there's something important that's changing in the world.
Literally.
It's happening in
Yes,
August, so we still have time to get our potatoes.
I'm just gonna load up. I got like a
What would you like today? Yes, I'm gonna have 9
Literally-
orders of Fiesta potatoes.
Hi, I'll take every single.
I'm gonna
Fiesta
freeze
potato you
them
have
in my
restaurant.
freezer and keep them for 4 years. Just
Beefy
have
Mexamel was. Oh, I remember that. The beefy Mexamel.
I'm trying to find the change.
Yeah, okay, but like low key though, the Nacho Supreme was really bad. Like the chips were always so soggy. And, like
The what?
The Nacho Supreme.
Oh,
Brian, are you lactose intolerant?
I'm not horribly lactose intolerant, but like bad. I'll still choose them.
I've never been with Jack and Ryan without hearing Ryan go, I shouldn't eat dairy and then continue to eat.
Okay, because like everywhere I go, anything I want has dairy in it, and I'm like, well, you know, is it worth like a little bit of gastrointestinal distress like in a few hours?
Okay, Lori. I actually introduced Ryan to the chicken thing.
The chicken thing.
The best thing on the Taco Bell menu is
God.
the shredded chicken burrito, which they are
It's
not
so
getting
good.
rid of. So if you've never tried it, please go try it. It's so good. Also, I'm sorry that Mike is getting so loud. I saw Debbie said that she can hear Mike.
I hear Michael. Yes, you do.
We hear him too. It's okay.
Yeah.
Mike.
Why can I not find a list of what was removed? I feel like everyone went over it anyways. Yes, Ryan, it is.
100% is. But I'm like, okay, so I'll just eat a little bit of dairy and just suffer later. Like, it's fine. Like, it's okay. It's good.
Dairy is worth the
If
sacrifice.
there's one thing that I'm thankful for in my life, it's that I'm not lactose intolerant.
Same here.
But I think mine is like self-induced. Because I remember when I was a
What?
kid, I used to drink a ton of milk. And then I was like, I hate milk. It's disgusting. But I was like 8. So from like ages
So that
8.
just eliminated the lactase.
Yeah.
enzyme from
So
your
my
body.
body was like,
After
oh,
that,
okay.
it was just like, nope.
Well, it was like, oh, this doesn't
You
exist anymore.
de-evolved
It
from that
really,
point
it
on.
really did. It really did go like that. And then like in college, I was like, oh my god, dairy's a thing. I would like cheese. And like I really started eating a lot of cheese. And then body was like, what's this? And that's what we got here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I'm literally
Okay, Aaron, literally ice cream is the worst. And
For you?
queso, yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Like my mom's favorite thing in the world is to go to Dairy Queen.
Okay, but that's like my favorite.
When I'm home, all we do is go to Dairy Queen. And it's like, you know, God, the chocolate cone dipped in chocolate is delicious.
That's
but
a
like,
lot.
oh my god, it does a number on me. But it's so good. And I eat like 3 of them.
Pasha Smith said, Ryan, what is your body like?
We go,
Lactose
Right.
intolerant, but according to him, self-induced.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I used to drink a lot of milk. No, I don't. And I hate milk. I think it's disgusting.
Aaron the Insomniac said, go for
Go
custard.
for custard.
Oh my gosh, Culver's custard?
See, okay, but
That's
I can
good.
do the Culver's custard and eat like a gallon.
Or
It'd be fine.
Froyo. Froyo is so good.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh. What? JoJo has never been to a Dairy Queen? Excuse me?
Jojo, get in your car.
Right
If
now.
you've been
Put
drinking,
a second-
don't. Postmate it. If you have not been drinking, get in your car. Go to Dairy Queen and just get like ice cream. Just say ice cream in the little drive-through menu. And they'll say, okay, it's delicious.
Debbie said,
Listen
listen
to
to
my
my
baby."
baby. Mike.
She's like, it's me. Me
Mike-
preaching,
Oh,
preaching
Mickey
about
Pants.
Dairy Queen.
Pineapple Dole Whip is a must.
Oh,
A
what?
must.
A Mr. Whippy,
Oh,
if you will. Okay.
Okay, but I love Disney World. If you don't know this about me, I love
Thank
Disney
Also,
World.
if you don't know this
God.
about them, they're the same person.
We really are. Like, it's kind of
like
funny.
it's scary sometimes, but
This is one of those moments. where,
No.
like, oh my god.
Animal
The Mr.
Kingdom on a
the
hot
Mr.
day with the
Whippy.
Dole Whip. Oh,
So it's like pineapple and like vanilla ice cream, like mixed together, and you get it in this little cup. Literally, whenever. So my parents go to Disney every year. It's been their thing. That's what
Picky
they got,
Pants says,
that's why
"Oh,
they got
yes."
engaged. It's so cute. So
not
every
this year.
no, they didn't go this year. Every year.
Did you see what Sydney just asked?
hmm.
Have you guys ever tried Runza?
Okay, Sydney, we'll get to that in a minute.
Oh my gosh, we were just talking about Runza today.
We'll get there. So like the Mr. Janet, every time she goes to Disney, she sends me a picture, and she goes, "So, at the what's the Hawaiian resort?
I don't know. I haven't been there.
What's the Hawaiian one called?
I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, there's this one resort that's like Hawaiian themed or like island, and they have a Mr. Whippy, and all they serve at this place is these like little tiny like Dole Whips, and every time Janet gets one, she gets one like every day. She's like getting my Mr. Whippy, so I have all these pictures of like Janet in her little Florida attire and her like Minnie Mouse t-shirt with her Mr. Whippy. And, oh my god, they're good.
Okay, so Runza.
Runza's the devil. Changed my mind. It's awful. It was so
Okay,
bad.
Sydney, do you like
The
Runza?
Polynesian. Thank you, Courtney.
Wow.
Thank you, Dresden.
And everybody
Thank
else.
You, Lori.
Yeah.
Thank
Everyone else
you.
knows.
Were you in Nebraska? Okay, so Canary Closet, we drove through Nebraska on the way to Colorado. and we drove through this weird little town where this couple was getting their engagement pictures taken. They were getting their
At a
wedding
Sinclair.
pictures taken at a Sinclair gas station, and I was like, I want to leave now. And Janet was like, we're going to Runza, period. So we're
Okay,
like,
so we don't like Runza.
Reseller's passion. Happy birthday, Leslie.
Leslie,
Thank you for
happy
coming on your birthday.
birthday.
Should we sing Leslie happy birthday? No, because I'm tired.
Yes.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy
51st birthday, dear
dear
Leslie.
Happy birthday to you.
Yay!
Leslie, we all love you. You're so
Too
amazing.
much.
Too much. Okay, but Runza.
Okay, so back to Runza. Why?
None of us, well, neither of us, I don't know if Nick's tried it, I don't think he has. Neither of us like Runza, but the main reason probably is because his mom hyped
So
it up. She was
Janet-
like, Runza is like heaven on earth.
she was like, it was amazing. It was so good. She
was like, it's a mom and pop place.
or
Like
it's I don't know if it's
handmade.
mom and pop, but it's like apparently owned by a couple or somebody, like a family that only lives in Nebraska.
that
So-
only lives in Nebraska.
Yeah, like
Where
they're
else
like
is-
no, as in like Runza's only in Nebraska. So she was like, oh my God. So Janet used to go out to Grand Island for work all the time. And she was like, oh my God, we used to go to Runza all the time. It's so good. It's amazing. Da, 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 da. And we get there and it's garbage. I don't know if it was like just this one Runza in this little town in Nebraska that was just really bad. But like the food was dry. The ranch was good, which is
Yeah.
a plus. But like the food was dry. The people were kind of funky.
Yeah, it might have been what we ordered though. We didn't
Really
get
weird.
like the signature Runza,
What are you
like
supposed to
hot
get?
pocket or whatever that is.
Is it a hot pocket
Okay,
canary
sometimes
closet?
if a restaurant-
Heather. Is it a hot
Sometimes-
pocket? What is it?
Sometimes if a restaurant has like a signature dish, you should just stick to the signature.
I know.
See, that's what I should have got.
See, I
But
got
it
like
looked-
I got like chicken tenders.
that's
we
what
both
I got.
did.
and
They
they
were
were
like,
dry. They were
Yeah.
nasty.
chicken tenders.
Well, as long
where's
as the
your
ranch.
food?
Oh, girly. We eaten. Don't you doubt it for a minute.
Well, as long as the ranch is good, so
I
JoJo.
thought
That's
you
very
meant-
true. If they got good ranch, like they're at least okay. Like
Ryan, we just picked up the stuff to make your video.
that's love and junk. It's Laura.
Laura,
Laura,
you better tag me in that Instagram
Oh,
post.
oh,
I
Laura.
cannot wait.
Laura, trust me, we will see it as
Oh,
soon as it comes
sis.
out.
We watch all your videos the minute they come out. We got
Literally.
them. Okay, so if you're not subscribed to Love and Junk,
Or Nick.
Laura and
Yeah,
John,
we'll-
or Nick,
plug
and CI Resale,
We'll plug Nick
we'll plug
next, but like
everybody.
more important, Laura.
Laura and John, Love and Junk. They're the nicest, cutest little Western couple. They're adorable. They live in the Quad Cities, which is like bottom, middle kind of corner Iowa. So sweet. And they eat all the same foods that we do. And
They
they
tr-
eat all things that I'm like, oh, I don't know if that'd be good. Like, I don't know if
They
it'd
try
come
like
out.
every new flavor,
my
like
God.
Pringles, Oreos, whatever. But
Amazing.
simply sin at all o'clock. Just both.
Filmed it in our living room.
I just
and
filmed
it-
one in their living room, doll.
and it looks very well. Thank you very much.
Oh,
What's
Laura's
her
channel
channel?
is Love and Junk. She's like 5 comments up if you look.
Love.
Subscribe.
You follow them on Instagram too. Love you
Yes.
to death. Super sweet.
Nick's channel.
Hi, Mom.
Nick,
Hi, Jill. We just
Jill.
talked about you. It was great.
Yeah,
It was really fun.
all positive.
All positive things.
Nick, plug your channel, please.
Oh, okay. So you don't know me, but most
Yeah.
of you probably know me because
I'm gonna
I'm with these people a lot.
Yeah.
If
you
Am
know
I just
us, you've
these
probably
people to
seen.
you. Okay.
Yeah. If you
Oh
know
my God.
us, you've seen Nick.
No.
Oh, good going, dude. No, anyway, I'm Nick. If you want to check out my channel, it's under my name, Nick Wiskoski. Or if you want to look it up, just do at NCI_resale,
Is that how you
and
say
that's
your
better.
last name?
Yeah.
I like that you ask him like, "Are you sure that's him?"
Okay, so I've been friends with Nick for a hot minute.
Nick always goes, or Ryan always says Wazowski or something.
Oh,
Like,
Okay,
okay,
so-
I've been referred to as Mike Wazowski my entire life. I was born right
Right when
before
Monsters Inc. came
Monsters Inc. came out.
I love it.
And to this day, I can't thank the Lord enough that my parents did not name me Michael.
Oh my god.
Okay, so true story. It's not a story. Nick in my phone when we first met, and he said, "I'm Nick." I didn't catch his. I heard like Nick Whack, and then that's it, like at all. So in my phone, he's still Nick Waska something because I don't know how to spell
Spelled
it.
out Wasco something.
Yeah.
Literally, I was just like, "Oh, okay, like Nick," and say, "Reach out, awesome, Nick Waska something." I'll change it when I find out his real last name. I never do because I think it's funny.
But yes, I'm trying to grow my
Anyway,
I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel.
you should go subscribe. It's fun.
He's
I
social
post
climbing
good
us
stuff.
right now.
Yep, I'm
just
social
kidding.
climbing
You
them right now.
can you see the ladder?
Live
It's right
social
here.
climbing. You're all watching it happen.
They picked me up off the side of the road.
Yeah.
Okay,
He was
so-
wandering out by like the Goodwill, and we just were like,
But it's funny because
We'll
he
feed
literally
him.
kind of was, but like in a car. So Nick pulls up to our apartment. Our apartment complex is kind of hard to get into. So we're standing on our balcony watching him go down the wrong road, turn and get lost, and then just follow the
why'd you have to say wonton?
Mom, we're eating canes, not
wonton.
Chinese food.
Wonton, please.
Wonton,
You
please.
just hand me a wonton.
Yeah, let me just do that. Let
Jill,
me email you a
nobody has
wonton.
Chinese food. We're having canes.
Anyway, so
Why?
here I am trying to figure out where the heck to park.
We see him get
And I
lost
drive
in our
past,
apartment.
I
It's
drive
really
past
funny.
the entrance to your
I
apartment.
haven't had any chicken.
And I was like, well, I need to turn around. So I took this really illegal, sketchy U-turn in the middle of the road.
So the street's getting fixed, so it's closed. So it's
So
not
everyone
like
was safe.
it's not that illegal. But like everybody was like, "Where are you going?"
Yeah.
And I hit my hubcap on the curb, and it went. It sounded like in the SpongeBob episode with the Flying Dutchman. It's like, you're good, you're good.
You're good.
See, okay, he's part of the family. He's making SpongeBob references already.
All the time.
Like, literally the same people.
Oh my god.
You guys are making canes look like
Is Nick in
canes.
college too? Yes,
Yes,
Deborah.
I sure
Debbie,
am.
Excuse me.
I go. So we're
Not
at
the same one.
not the
but-
same one. We're at UNI where Ryan goes. And I'll tell.
That's where Nick's mom went.
That's where my mom went. Yeah,
Shout out Jill.
and my dad.
Yeah.
But
and
I'll
my mom.
explain why I'm here in a minute. But no, I go to the University of Minnesota in Minneapolis. In Minneapolis. I'm eating and talking, and I'm
In the
hiccups.
cities.
Yeah, I live just north of Minneapolis, and so that's how I get to know these guys because they drive up because Jack is from suburb south of Minneapolis,
Mhm.
and they like thrifting in Minneapolis because thrifting in Minneapolis is really
It's
good.
so much better than
Uh,
this here. We live in a little tractor town.
Yeah, yeehaw.
Literally, there's a lot of agriculture here. That's not an. It wasn't
Not an
insult.
exaggeration,
Yeah.
but
No.
yeah. So I am in college. I'm 2 years younger than Ryan.
How old are you?
I'm 19. Yeah, I'm 19 turning
He's
20.
formerly
You're
known
21.
as 18.
Yeah, if you guys have heard of
you
18
remember
and
that.
Thrift, same person.
Yeah, and then before that I was 17 in thrift, and then before that
Oh
I
my
was
god,
16
did you
in thrift.
really?
Yeah, I was 15
had no
in thrift,
account.
and then 16 in thrift, and then 17
Why
in
didn't
thrift.
you do 19?
Oh,
Because
we
I
wanna
wanted
just
to
kept
Because,
going.
well, okay, so my thing was that I after I turned 19, I did
Like,
this
the
whole like
chicks out, I'm too
mental
old.
debate whether or not I wanted to continue on doing like 19, 20, 21 in thrift or whatever.
You should have gone
But
to like you were like
I was
mid-50s,
I was like
50
when I started my shut up. When I started
that would have been so funny. Like 85 in thrifts.
when I
Instagram is
started
so
my
funny.
account, like I was not to be this person, but I was like the quintessential teenage reseller.
We love it.
Like,
oh wait, there's two songs.
and now there's so many other amazing, like young, really young resellers. The one that comes to mind is Connor. If you know who Connor is,
Connor's Closet.
he's literally like 13
What
and
is
makes
he?
more
No,
money than
he's
I
like,
do.
isn't he like 14? Didn't he have a birthday recently? If I remember
Well,
that
either way,
correctly?
it's same.
He's like middle high school.
Mom, you
I
don't drive me
drive
everywhere now.
everywhere.
She used to drive.
We talked about that today.
If you don't
Jill.
remember, Mother, I got my license like 4 years ago.
We
She
talked
retracted
to-
her message. It's gone.
we talked. We were talking about how Nick got his license at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Well, no.
Because
they
Jill
said-
was like, "I'm not driving you to Plato's Closet."
Sydney said that
anymore."
she thought Nick was 21.
Nope, sorry.
I am now. Woo!
Marina says she loves Minneapolis. I did my Northwest Airlines flight attendant training there.
Ooh, my grandma had.
Oh, my sister's here now too.
Megan,
Megan.
Megan,
Megan.
your pants were on the way home. Please send me pictures. DM me your phone number.
Marina.
I want to see them.
Marina, we all also love Minneapolis. Ryan and I will be moving back to Minneapolis in like less
We're
than a year.
counting the days.
So
We are counting down the days.
we live there almost half the time
until
anyway.
I can get
so.
a Minnesota driver's license.
Minnesota is, or not, well, I mean, Minnesota's pretty great, but I love the Twin Cities, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
It do be.
Underrated,
Mhm.
in my opinion. If you ever want a cool place to travel when we can actually like travel again, the Twin Cities are so cool.
Absolutely.
Cities.
And there's so
And it's so
much to
pretty.
do. No matter what you want to do, there's just like so much. Like
There's
wildlife,
nightlife,
tons of it. Like
Wildlife. We
nightlife,
got a lot
tons
of
of it.
animals.
A lot of
shopping.
museums.
We have
Ooh,
Mall of America,
the
so shopping.
Walker?
Yeah, we have
Oh,
museums.
there's a beautiful art museum in Minneapolis. Klaus Oldenburg, if you're an art fanatic, has a really big piece. In Minneapolis,
Is it the Swing and Cherry?
the cherry and spoon. Yeah.
Tons. Yeah.
Mom, Nick, I saw what your mom
Nick,
was.
And-
Moms are good people. Jill, yes, they are.
Love you, mother.
I feel like Jill and Janet would be best friends.
Ooh.
They both went to UNI.
Oh yeah, that's true too. Okay,
Yeah,
Dresden.
so-
thrifting. That's good Minneapolis too.
They
So
got
if you're gonna
good-
travel
we
for
have
that,
3 bins, and they're all good.
yeah,
All
We
of them.
really do.
yeah,
Is it
Like-
three? Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes. Ryan,
I have little brain farts every now and again.
Dresden
That's
said
fine.
she's always wanted to go to MOA. It's really okay. Well, okay.
The
it's-
first couple times you go to it, it's amazing.
It's
when you
really
live there
intense.
and go to it like 3 times a year
Yeah.
minimum, it's just another mall.
That's
And
the
it's-
thing with my
and
parents,
it's funny because
which is so funny.
Yeah.
so all of my friends I made when I started college were all from not Minnesota.
And they're like, "Oh my God, can we
And
go
I
to the
took
Mall
them
of
to-
America?"
And I took them to Mall of America, and so if you don't know, Mall of America, biggest mall in the country, has a
Mhm.
literal amusement park in the middle of it.
It's
like
fun.
roller coasters. There are whole roller coasters in the middle of the mall, which is totally normal when you like
When you go there a lot,
when
or
you
our
go there a
friends-
lot.
Yeah.
From Minnesota, and I took my friends there, and they looked like a deer in the headlights. They were like,
Oh no,
Yeah. And like, there's every store, like literally,
there's so it's what is it? Four.
Everything.
There's
4 stories,
mhm.
yeah,
and it
Um,
takes like an hour, like to walk around, or maybe not an hour, but like if you were walking at a brisk pace, it would take like 25 minutes to walk around one level.
yeah,
Isn't it like they have like mile markers? Like if you walk around it, if you walked around the entire mall, there's like it's like a mile.
it's
Or something.
It's a lot, yeah. I don't know.
It's funny because like so my parents are from Des Moines, my family's from Iowa, and whenever they come up to visit me and Jack, all my dad wants to do is go to the Mall of America and go on the turtle ride. There is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle ride that like takes you in a little circle, and Todd
It's
is
like a
just
kiddie ride.
He's like a kid in a candy store. He's the happiest person on the face of the earth. It's
Yeah.
so funny.
It's hard to ask a Minnesotan like how cool MOA is because like
Because
Nick
we-
said, we're so used to it. I
It's
literally
just another mall.
I know.
yeah.
Especially it's so close to where they live.
Yes, it's literally basically the mall closest to me is now dead. Like there's like 4 stores in it, but
JoJo,
Can you please elaborate?
I don't want to get too personal, but like tea.
JoJo, please fill us in on what that means.
If you don't feel comfortable publicly,
If you don't know,
send us
okay,
a DM on Instagram.
this is an
it's
interesting tidbit of information. So the person who is in charge of security for Mall of America is ex-Mossad. That is
Ooh.
like Israeli's assassin organization.
Oh
like,
yeah.
If you've ever watched NCIS, Ziva from NCIS was like
Oh my god, she was my
Mossad,
favorite. Her and Abby.
whatever. But the guy who runs security at the Mall of America is ex-Mossad, like Israeli, like
Like, oh my
security force. Like they do not mess around
No.
with security there.
Jill, NCIS.
Jill, do you
My
like
mom and I
NCIS?
watched all of NCIS when quarantine started.
Do you like Abby? I love Abby.
Everybody loves Abby.
She was my favorite. When I was a little emo middle schooler,
Ooh, Marcy used to live next to
Been
Woodfield
there.
Mall.
is that bougie one next to Marcy, is that the bougie one next to the airport?
So Ryan and I are thinking about taking a trip in August
NCIS. is that what NCIS
to the
is?
outlet mall near Chicago, near the airport. It's like across the street from the airport, and it has like the Gucci outlet and
It's
everything.
across the street from O'Hare.
We're thinking we're gonna take a trip there in August, right before Ryan's school starts. Is that the mall? I don't think that's the same one, but like,
It might be.
I want to go there so bad.
So if you're in Chicago,
Yeah.
come say hi.
Oh my gosh,
It'll be
apparently
fun.
everyone lives by that one.
Oh my
So
God.
like, I guess maybe we'll be in you guys' area.
Hey, your dog's gonna eat your food.
Mike,
So Posh with Pets. No, my name did not come from NCIS. Do you want to? Would y'all like to know?
change the story to that? It's like it's NCIS.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna change my. That would be a shorter
It'd
story.
be iconic.
But as my mom said, I can never tell a short story.
So my favorite comment from Jill ever. Anyway.
It's so true. But the apple don't fall far from the tree, mother.
Family
And-
drama.
Anyway, Megan knows. But
Megan says.
Megan
retweet.
is his sister. For anybody who's unaware,
11.
11-year-old.
Okay, that's kind of where the. Mom, are you just typing random things in the chat now?
No, she's talking about your.
These are her.
NCIS
These are,
research
these are her
stories.
like
So-
Google searches.
Are your classes going to be online?
We'll get to that.
We'll get there. That's a
okay.
story for a minute. But so plot synopsis of NCR resale. When I was 11 and I forced my mother to drive me around, this is how I started reselling. And I have a video on this on my channel. Go check it out. But I try to get those watch hours in,
the
folks.
plug.
But where was I going with this?
Oh my god.
The name.
How NCI
name.
resale
Okay,
started.
so
Holy Lord.
I started reselling by going to garage sales, buying stuff, and bringing it to Plato's Closet when I was like 11. And I was making like $100 a month doing this, and that's a lot of money when you're 11. But I was like, this is a business, and so I need a business name. And so I colored this. Thank you, Mother. I colored this little poster and put it in my room that said Nick's Clothing Incorporated. And I made the letters like bold NCI, and that was like my little business name when I was 11. And I kept that sign. It was still hanging on the back of my door.
Truth.
And so when I was looking to rebrand myself and like rebrand myself on everything, I was trying to figure out what to do, and I was like, this is how I can go back to like how I started or whatever. So I
went back to your roots.
I went back to my roots.
I love
full
roots.
Circle. But that's how I created or like came up with NCI Resale. So my official business name is NCI Resale LLC. But all of my platforms are NCI Resale or whatever, and that's how I came up with that. And I still have that little sign hanging in my
that little cardboard sign.
Yeah, it's a little like on cardstock colored with
really
markers. Cute. But yeah, I still have it hanging in my
for money.
Yeah, that's how Megan gets her money. She just leeches off of all of us.
She just yells at Jim and Mike.
My mom goes, "My roots are gray."
Jill, I can help with that. How did I get started? One of my original usernames was I was a hanger. I copied Jenna.
Gosh.
I'm sorry, Jenna. Please don't.
So Ryan
me.
set up his Instagram after I already was, and like his social accounts for his Posh. He started Posh first, but I started the like social aspect first. So Ryan had to like soul search for his name, and he was like, "I'm gonna be a hanger."
I was metallic hanger for a while, which was awful
because that was other people named metallic.
I think now.
Yeah, I think somebody took it.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh my god, Jenna's so successful, and I want to be like her, and I want to be a hanger. And the empty hanger's her business. Hangers is Jenna's idea. So I was metallic hanger, and then I switched it to Ryan's Thrift Finds when I was like, oh, I want to be me. I don't want to be a hanger. I want to be me.
I'm trying to like.
It was great.
Arrange my feet so they're not in the frame. Okay.
And
I
then
think Jack has always been. You've always been flipped.
So mine, it started off as flipped thrift, but it was spelled FLIPPDTTHRIFT because that's like so it's like a Twitter thing. A lot of people probably don't like know, but like when something ends in ED, you add a T to the end. It's like and it's just it like adds emphasis. It's like flipped.
It's like period.
Yes, period. Like it just adds emphasis, and that's how I started it. But like then I was like, if someone like knows who I am, they try to search me, they're gonna be like, flip thrift. Why is it spelled so weird? And they like it just won't be easy to find. So then I switched it to the real like spelling of flipped thrift,
which is like,
and that's all. And so that's why people still call me Flipty Thrift.
Oh, because they remember the DT.
Yes, and so people think that I was trying to say flipped T thrift. Kind of like Flipty Thrift, but it is not pronounced that way. It's just flipped thrift.
It's flipped thrift.
Yes, but I've literally, yes, exactly. I had someone message me literally this week and be like, I have always pronounced you as Flipty Thrift, and you just said it in a video, and I'm confused. Is it flipped thrift? And I was like, it's always been flip thrift. I just spelled it.
It's always been Ryan's. Well, it has not. Oh, well, it was. I was a hanger there for a minute, and then I was Ryan's Thrift Finds. But I don't remember what I was before. It was really bad.
Didn't you start off as metallic hanger?
Oh yeah, because
you were gonna use your gold hanger.
I found a gold hanger in the bins, and I was like, "I'm metallic hanger. Here's my brand." Bad idea. So I went from metallic hanger to like something that was just really cringy, and then I ended up in Ryan's Thrift Finds, which I think that's how people know me the best is. Or they say Ryan Thrift Finds, which like, if you look it up, same thing pops up. So
Caitlin said that she always used to mismatch outfits in middle and high school, and they never went together, and that's why she said she's mix and match styles.
Okay,
that's
but
a good
that's
one.
Actually so cute.
Actually, yeah. Question for everyone: How did you come up with your like Posh or Instagram usernames?
How did you get your business
and tell us what they are? Just because like it shows your like real names, not your usernames.
Actually. I love that idea. Am I the last one eating? Wow, I'm usually the first. I'm usually the first one done.
I'm trying to prevent your dog from eating all of your leftovers.
Mike is a notorious food thief. If it's out and
He's
he can
eyeing
get to
that
it,
bread. That Texas toast, Mike said that looks like a delicious
Oh,
dinner.
okay. So Dresden lived in Dresden, Germany, and she misses it. See, because I knew Dresden is not named Dresden.
and then I lived on Dresden Avenue. That's
Yeah.
so cute. Okay.
I love
Mine
that.
is like German for Veronica with a K. Okay, cute. Jill just said young.
I don't.
She said
username is
young.
my first and last name.
Mike is gonna do what he's gonna do. Thank you.
Megan, he really, it is what it is.
Here you go. He'll just like take my spot for a sec.
He's just
He's
sniffing.
here.
He smells the napkins and he smells my food. Mike, don't sit like that. It makes me nervous.
Canary Closet says I was trying to find something that might be catchy or easy to remember. I wanted to closet another C.
See.
That's a good one. Though
Okay,
it's true.
Heather,
I do.
That is you have a catchy username.
It is.
And
Canary Closet
I
is very
love how
easy to
you
remember.
definitely have that that logo, that little yellow circle. Every time I see it on Instagram, I'm like, Heather, how are you?
Dream Locker. I love everything to do with dreams, and locker is a cute name for a closet. That is a cute one.
Very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike.
Love Haley
Yeah.
XO was my personal Instagram username for the longest time, and my Twitter handle.
Asia was my stage name for about 6 years.
Hmm.
I'm toying with the idea of changing it. No, Asia, you can't change it. Are
No.
you kidding me?
I remember yours.
I love Asia Dancer. It's so fun.
Tay's Treasures, and I use that because every time I tell people I got something awesome at thrift, I call it a little treasure. I like that one too.
Mine is parts of my kid's name.
Oh, that's cute. Jill. My name is Mrs. Wiskowska.
Mrs. Waska something. I got it.
Because I'm married to my.
Jill,
Thanks for
love
that addition to the
Okay,
conversation.
Mike, you literally articulate.
Mike, you're a little blonde.
If you don't know, we're having a time fitting on this bed because we are 3 men who are over 6 feet tall.
Are you
Yeah.
over 6 feet
I'm
tall?
6 feet
Yes.
tall.
Oh. I'm
Yeah,
6'2", so I'm over 6 feet tall. Nick is just regular.
Okay,
6
yeah,
foot.
just call me a short. And
Alexandra Lee. Clarissa Amelia.
Because my
Oh,
style
yeah.
is bougie, so bougie garb.
Debbie, tell me how
Love it.
Amelia liked that pink John Galt skirt I sent her. I hope she loves it.
Asia's answer said Mama Jill is hilarious.
Mama Jill
Mama
is
Jill
honestly
is hilarious.
so funny.
she's just everybody's mom.
She is an
She's not just
icon.
my mom. She's
She's
everybody's
so funny.
mom.
I love it. Mama
I
Jill,
love-
can you please get me a job in your teaching district so we can teach at the same school? That'd be so. Can you imagine? The havoc.
Thrift Holla, I love yours. She says, I'm just Thrift Holla.
See, okay, but like that is iconic. Are you kidding me? Thrift Holla.
Megan,
Love
we
it.
stand Mike.
We really do. We really, really, really do.
Mom says yes.
Can you imagine? Oh, me and Jill, same school.
Tearing it up.
No survivors.
Yeah.
It'd be amazing.
Should we answer the question?
Yeah, I should see if we
Do
have
we
any
have
Instagram
questions?
questions.
We're-
I got at least a few Instagram
We're
questions.
34 minutes into this and we haven't talked about
We're kiki and we're having a good time. You know?
how
It's
many
fun.
people are in the chat. We can't see because it's zoomed in.
Here,
I have no idea. You can
I
check
can
on your
check.
phone. Okay, I have 2 pieces of chicken.
109. Wow.
Hey, guys.
Hi, 109,
Hello.
everybody.
Yes, thank you all for
Okay,
coming.
We
Debbie,
haven't-
I'm glad she likes that skirt.
We haven't
Thank you.
zoomed in so we could read the chat because
Yeah,
I'm
we
blind and really far away.
we can't
I just
really
can't
see
see.
like all of us that well, so yeah. Let me see what questions. So you guys can ask questions if you want in the
I
chat
gotta
too.
retire in 3 years. Not the same situation for me, Jill. Ooh.
So you
I'll
guys can
teach you
ask
later.
some questions if you want. But we did try to get some on Instagram. I posted it kind of late, so we'll see how many I have. Maybe
Can we
not.
talk about how Becky Posh's pad set and only 29 thumbs up? Fix it.
She says
Fix it.
29,
peeps.
109.
Oh, God, love you. Oh, Nick, there's a question for you.
Nick, did you try the pineapple and cream freezy at Taco Bell?
I have not. Okay.
Ryan has.
Hear me out here. Hear me out here. I am a Baja Blast Orthodox. Like,
I will say the Baja Blasts are so
I
good.
love me a good Baja Blast.
They're so good. Oh my God. You know, especially with Taco Bell, that's like, I feel like really, really, really salty. The Baja Blast is just like ooh, that little tiny bit of sweet and savory and good. You just seem to it's like what's the McDonald's ad? Like fries and Diet Coke. It's like that.
Yeah.
built for each other. They're
Okay.
delicious.
So, question. Jenny from the Hood. Hello, Jenny, if you're watching.
Hey, girl.
You purchased from us, so I know who you are. Do you sell men's items? So all of us do.
Mhm.
I definitely wouldn't. For none of us, it's like the majority of our closet, just because of
Okay, men typically wear the living daylights out of their
That
clothes
is
more
what I
than
was gonna
women
say.
do.
yeah.
Mhm.
I have been trying to get a few more. Like at the bins, I dabbled with like a few new brands that I'd never tried before, including like there's one called like Huck, like HUK. It's just from like
Fishing.
yeah,
Is that
yeah.
what it
It's
is?
not like something like.
It's a fishing shirt.
But yeah, but I
not
tried
good at
that.
fishing.
I've been just trying to add a few more, but it's just the availability isn't like there compared to women's. So
Yeah, I think men's brands are also like low key. Men's clothes are really boring.
yes,
Like they're like orange, green, navy, or black.
I mean, for the majority of men, that's like what they want. but,
Yeah.
like,
and like to Nick's point, they also wear them until they're like rags.
Yeah, and
So
also
secondhand, they don't. Come
if
up
you
that
can
much.
find
that was my.
The dog is
If
having
you
a
heard
field
the
day.
thumb, that
The
was.
dog, how dare you? His name is Michael.
He looking at me. He's like, "Excuse
He
me."
says the dog. Anyway,
there are men's if you figure out like what men's brands sell well, there are men's brands that are worth a lot of money. And let me tell you, men buy differently. Like buyer psychology with men and women is very different. And I mean, I study this for my college degree, so like I know.
So ask him.
So I know a lot about this, but like buying psychology between men and women is way different because women are more experience driven when men just want the thing. And so that's why mall shopping is mainly geared towards women because men don't typically want to walk around and just like browse. Men usually know what they want to buy and they buy it immediately. They don't want to be serviced. They don't want a kiosk. They don't want
They just want
a bunch of options. They want their black Carhartt pants and a pair of boots.
As Megan says, cut to dad searching an aisle for a pair of boots. All he wants is his boots. He doesn't want to get talked to. He wants his boots. He wants to go on his merry way.
My dad wears a size 15 shoe. So
your dad has size 15 feet.
That's insane.
So
no, they didn't look that big when we saw him.
They are that
look
big.
at his feet. That's just a lie to even act like you did, Ryan. No, you did not.
But
next time I see Mike.
yeah, my dad likes to go to the bins just so he can try to find clothes for himself.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, he's a construction worker too, so he wears his clothes out really fast. So he likes figuring that stuff out. But yeah, so men's shopping is a lot different than women's, and so that's why I think. But also, men's is a super underserved category when shopping secondhand.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like if you look at some of the stats with Poshmark that Poshmark has shared, 50% of the new users of the Poshmark app or the people who download the app are men. But 50% of the stuff listed on the app is absolutely not men's.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have a lot of success selling men's on Posh just because it's supply and demand.
It's a really small.
And I'm definitely a style seller. I'm definitely a style seller when it comes to men's stuff, and a lot of the men's stuff I pick up, I market as unisex.
Yeah.
Just because, I mean, that's very much my style, and so I like pick up a lot of funky vintage men's things, as well as contemporary men's stuff, of course. I mean, I've sold a couple really expensive men's things in the last week. Sold 3 men's sweaters for over $100. So, yeah, I think men are a lot more direct in buying too. They don't typically ask questions, and a lot more of the time they'll buy just straight out because they don't want to deal with haggling, stuff like that. But yeah.
I saw a lot of Robert Graham.
Well,
That's
like
my
Robert
input.
Graham does really well. If you can find some more like Western or trendy like Polo Ralph Lauren, those do really well.
Yeah, Polo is always good. Barber is really good.
Barbour.
I always call
Is that how you say it? Barbour.
But yeah.
They do really good.
Men's Vineyard can do good sometimes, depending on what kind of piece it is. Stetson hats do really well.
Chubbies
do well.
Chubby. I think that like men on Poshmark.
Bonobos.
Yeah.
I personally love bonobos.
Love bonobos.
For like dress clothes.
Untuck
Untuck
is a men's dress or like dress shirt brand, but you don't have to tuck it in. It's really cute. I think that like the men's
Adidas Originals men's.
Yeah,
really
exactly.
well.
I think the
Carhartt
Well, because Carhartt's like trendy now for some reason, which is like always kind of like astonishing to me.
Yeah.
But I think the men's brands or like the men shopping on Poshmark are younger. So I think that like they're looking for a little bit more like preppy and trendy things that like aren't like, you know, like really, really, really high end designer. So I think that's why like Vineyard and Bonobos and Etiquette does really, really well because it's like these guys that work in an office that are just trying to get stuff for not as expensive. Which I find, and like Robert Graham, which like wives buying it for their husbands that play golf.
Or golf clothes in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people like golf.
I don't.
So,
I don't get the point. It's just like being
I
hate golf.
don't have the patience for golf. There's no excitement. There's no drama.
So Deborah said my polo shirts sit. So there's like very specific types of Polo Ralph Lauren that people really like.
Yeah.
There's the stuff that they have in the stores now that is like super trendy. It's like there's patches on it. It's color block. It's whatever. That stuff does really well. And then the stuff that looks Western does super well.
Did he ever make
double RL?
Did he ever make Denim
that
Supply
is
Ralph Lauren?
Yeah.
Yes, he did
men's.
for men.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Denim and Supply men's Ralph Lauren.
And if you find Ralph Lauren
really
Country, that does insanely good.
That's also
love
just
Ralph Lauren.
really
I love selling vintage polo as unisex, like marketing as unisex. And I know somebody in the chat said they wish Poshmark had a unisex category.
Me too.
Me too, but I don't think they will.
No.
Just because that would get really, really gray area.
Yeah.
But what I do when I list things that I believe are unisex is I put unisex in the description, because if you put the word in either the title or the description, if somebody searches unisex, it'll pop up. But even more so than that, a woman is more likely to shop in men's clothing for like bigger or baggier or like vintage oversized unisex pieces than a man is to shop in women's clothing.
That is a big
toxic masculinity and such things like that.
I have sold a ton of my Adidas Originals from my own closet to women, which I mean, it could be for their boyfriends, but obviously I don't assume it always is, because I think, like Nick said, men or women, some women like venture into the men's on purpose for stuff like that. Someone said Patagonia. Emma said Patagonia. That does really
any outdoor brand.
Yes.
Literally any outdoor brand or outdoor clothing that's in good shape will do well.
Yeah.
Well,
and then Debbie said Nike.
Yes, Debbie.
Especially if it newer Nike. So good. Like sells within like a week. Like,
and if it has the big logo on it, go for it. I have noticed, I try to pick out men's that I would like personally buy myself. So I know, for example, like the Patagonia, specifically like the baggies, the shorts are having a moment. They just did a thing with Urban Outfitters. They're really popular. So if you can find anything that kind of looks like a really popular men's item and just kind of say like, oh, hey, like this is similar to this, that stuff does really, really, really well. Like I had 2 pairs of baggies that I found in the bins that sold in like less than 24 hours, which was a blessing.
And I would actually say for men's, Urban Outfitters is a really good company to pay attention to, because like you can't look at Free People, you can't look at Anthro, but Urban Outfitters knows what brands people
it's
are
very
looking
trendy
for.
men's stuff.
Very trendy.
Vero, good for you. Get your notepad out, sis. Well, like, and I think the thing with Urban Outfitters is that it is definitely geared, especially like in the men's category, it's geared towards a demographic that has like a certain amount of expendable income that is also like younger. So I think
well, even like Poshmark in general is geared toward the millennial that has expendable income.
Exactly. So I think like to pay attention to like the really trendy, like the really popular men's brands like being sold on these websites for full price is really good, because then you can go out and find like vintage pieces that may have been remade or
vintage pieces that look like they'd be
or like brands that are really popular that you may not have heard of, like kind of like what Jack was saying, like, you know, going on Free People or Anthro, where like those are geared towards women. I think that's a really, really, really good tool, and it's free. Or walk around the younger men's section of like a Nordstrom.
Yeah.
Like what's really expensive that young people are buying. Do that.
So for Nike, that does well. The stuff, here's like my Nike solds. It's always stuff that has a logo or a swoosh super visible, even if it just says Nike somewhere on it. It's just the people that look for Nike, men or women, honestly, that I've had the best luck with is the type of stuff that has a logo somewhere That's just from my own personal experience.
It's always, you can always like go and just check sold, so like what's selling.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna see like a bold distinction between the Nike stuff that's selling for like $6,
Yeah.
and the Nike stuff that's selling between 30 and 40. And a lot of it's like Jack said and Ryan said, the stuff with logos. Also, it's a really good resource to even go to the Nike website and look at what's being sold like on the Nike website and Nike Lab and Nike like stuff like that versus what Nike sold at like Kohl's.
Yeah. Yes. And another one for men's, like I said, check Urban Outfitters. That was Mike. He has made his entrance. So you can also check ASOS. Mike, we don't need to plug ASMR. You can also check ASOS for men's. ASOS is kind of like Urban Outfitters, where it carries both like genders, and it carries trendy brands, trendy looks, trendy whatever. So that's a good one for men's as well. But yeah.
Okay. Do you want to go to the next question?
Yeah, let's go to the next question.
Ryan's gone. I have 9 bajillion notifications on my phone right now, but I don't want to be rude and check them because I did a haul clock earlier. And
Mike,
now people want to buy things.
Spot?
So someone asked if we have an office space, so none of us do.
You move, you lose, Ryan.
We have our spare room in our apartment that we share.
Blessing.
And Nick,
I have my basement in the 4th bedroom of my parents' house.
Ask
My
Jill.
my mom's gonna say something along the lines of "and the rest of my house."
I was gonna say she's gonna talk about your garage.
Oh, we're not gonna talk about the garage.
So-
Jill, talk about the garage.
So Jill, Ryan and I have our own room in our own apartment. What does Nick have?
She said Nick
My
has
4th bedroom.
my entire house. He's ruined walls.
She said my 4th bedroom.
If you don't keep up
There's less
with
of a
Nick's
reason I was
social media as I do, he's essentially just torn Jill's drywall away from our house
So
via shelves.
So I have ripped the shelving out of 3 closets in my house. One of which being my personal closet, one of which being the closet in my office, and the third of which being the rack that was on my wall in my basement. So we're just having issues.
The walls are just made of clothes.
But the garage right now is an issue because during quarantine, I went and did like porch pickups of stuff because people could bring stuff to Goodwill.
Mhm.
And I had a little bit bigger of a response than I thought I was going to. And I ended
We'll
up,
stall the garage.
I ended up having like 40 people.
Jennifer said, Jill, you're a saint. I love that.
It's okay.
Yes, she
She
is.
doesn't hate me, so it's okay. But yeah, so I picked up free stuff from 40 people. But if you don't know, a lot of people just want to ditch their crap on you, and that's what you have to deal with. Okay, Mom, that's a little bit of an
I had to park in
exaggeration.
a tunnel today. Jill, wait, where? Like a
Jill
tunnel
says
of what?
I'm homeless because he took every square foot of my house.
Just every place in my house.
I probably have
men's
like
clothes.
3,000 pieces of clothing in or around my house.
Asia
I
Dancer
know.
said, if you don't tear stuff up and run out of space, are you even a reseller?
No.
That is a good
The
no.
answer to that question is no.
No.
Mike's tail.
tail. His cinnamon bun.
His little cinnamon bun tail. He says don't touch.
He says, don't.
Tunnel in her
I
garage.
have to give a shout out to Mike. Someone said, oh, he's a big boy.
Mike.
A chonky.
He got
boy.
rumbles. Ow. Oh. My
Is it
pug Haggis. Haggis. Oh, that's so
Okay,
cute.
but that's actually
and I are
so
watching
cute.
together. Oh.
Okay, so how to haggis for us, obviously.
Vero,
And then we
me
push them off
too.
that
Me too. So I'll give you some of the highlights of stuff that I got for free. Maison Marshall. Wait, let me try that again. Maison Margiela boots.
He makes
Like-
the camel toe boots.
The camel toe boots.
Mhm.
Yeah, sold those for $150, full price. They were beat.
They were
A bag full of Lulu.
We love Lululemon.
Tons of Anthro.
Lululemon.
Um, I got a Hervé Léger like bandage dress.
Oh, that's still worth money.
Not really, but not as much as it used to be. But and just so much more stuff. I got so much stuff, but I also got 40 trash bags full of stuff I had to bring to Goodwill. 40, a whole
Yeah, so if you do that on like Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist, whatever you want to use, like sourcing, just remember that it's like a thrift store. Most stuff there is not stuff you want. So like you will end up donating a lot, but like
Mike just grabbed one of his squeaky toys and ran out of the room. Now he's back.
So if you hear squeaking, it's Mike. So what was the other one?
Megan said, LMAO want my
Here's a fun one. Emily asks, Emily West 1024. I know that she's a teacher. She's the spiritual gangster. Remember, she teaches.
It's like, isn't it like theology?
Yes.
She's a theology teacher.
She has purchased from me. I love her.
Love it.
She asks, what is your favorite drink while sourcing?
Diet Coke.
So my go-to drink is Coke Zero, like always. My blood is not type A, type B. It's type Coke Zero.
It's aspartame.
But my go-to drink when I source, I feel like is always like Diet Mountain Dew. I don't know why. I think I can just like chug it faster. And I have it at the bins. I usually drink when I'm at the bins. I don't drink like anything when I'm at the Goodwills. But yeah, now they don't allow you to do that. But
no, we don't. There was a time where I bought a bottle of water.
Mine is pure.
You're my hero, Jill. You're my biological mother. Why didn't you ever tell me? Oh, I love that.
Mike is tearing through their apartment, and Jack's running after him.
For some reason, Mike got the zoomies at 8:52 at night and decided to grab his squeaky toy that my mom gave him and run through our apartment. Anyway,
so my go-to. Okay, I love coffee,
water, and like coffee, and that one Starbucks.
I'm a coffee person, and a Starbucks fanatic. I love like espresso drinks.
I do love an espresso.
Venti iced caramel macchiato with non-fat milk and an extra shot. That's my go-to. That's what I get almost every single day, and that's what gets me caffeinated and through the day.
Mike is hyped up for some reason.
Mike. Very excited that you're all here.
He says, "Hello, everybody."
Buster has a bar. Oh, fun. So my mom. Okay, so we get my dog.
We have a bark box.
Hi, 120 people.
They came to watch me.
No.
We get the bark box. We don't know what that is. It's imagine FabFitFun but for dogs. And
does he like that?
I don't know what they put in them, but he knows.
That's like Anne.
Does that
Anne Eckhart? If y'all, y'all probably all watch Anne Eckhart. She gets the bark box too, and and when she says bark box, her dogs are like,
well, I think we should get my bark box.
My dog loves the bark box, and they're the only toys he doesn't rip up and destroy. She just plays with, and my dog is a nut.
Wasn't he the one that ate a fork?
Yes.
Did he eat a fork?
He chewed up a plastic fork and ate it.
Love it.
I don't think we abuse him. He's fine. He has a stomach of like he has eaten so many things that should have killed him. And
Mike.
So is Mike's eaten.
Mike has eaten an entire chocolate
as in
bar.
Not eaten as in we've given it to him. Eaten as in he's gotten into paint. He's gotten into chocolate bars.
Did you say coffee for your drink?
He's gotten into gum.
Yes, I definitely.
Actually, coffee is definitely my go-to drink too. I feel like when I thrift, I always have Starbucks.
I always have a tea, but it's
and the bins, Diet Mountain Dew. Yeah, anytime else, Starbucks.
But if we go to Goodwill, I'm gonna get my trendy little tea.
I feel like that's like every reseller's thing.
We've gone over there,
and it's also Starbucks.
We have gone over their Starbucks orders before, so we're not gonna do it right now. But let me tell you that these two are the people that people talk about when they say overcomplicated Starbucks orders.
I always
delicious.
Apologize, and they always tell me, "Trust me, you're not the hardest."
Oh, I never apologize. I don't care.
They probably tell me you're not the hardest order because they're like, "This guy."
Because I was the one that goes first. Okay, so everybody, get your pens and your papers down.
It's so bad. I'm always a little bit embarrassed behind them.
So okay. We'll go slow this time. A venti, half of the very berry tea base. Sub the water out for the strawberry acai base with light ice, no water, no berry inclusions, no strawberries. It is delicious.
I have to read mine because it's literally
Wait, we need to pause. Why do you have 500 stars?
I just want Starbucks points. He has a lot.
Because I could literally get Starbucks merch for free. Okay, so My Starbucks order is a Trenta cold brew. It has light ice. It has almond milk and 7 pumps of the sugar-free vanilla syrup.
7.
Light splash of half and half because I need it just like a little lighter.
Okay.
And then 4 Splenda.
At that point, they always ask, but you want almond milk?
They do. I love that also
funny.
you've been around me
Every
so often ordering that you're
single
like,
time.
they ask it every time because they do. Every single time.
Dresden just said, I've been getting Ryan's Starbucks order every day.
Dresden has 500 stars.
Home girl, thank you. It's delicious.
Okay, but
Megan?
also mine is so complicated because like I want my Starbucks to be cheap, so I have to keep it at a cold brew and then alter it
and then add all the stuff.
if I had enough
How much is
money to get like a matcha,
the matcha teas aren't even that expensive.
or like a
though.
like
They're like
mocha,
How much
or
is
like
yours?
a-
How much is yours?
like 4
yours is like $4 for like a
$4
for a
Trenta.
Trenta.
It's 4 zeros.
For a
1,
Trenta.
2, 3, 4.
For Trenta. What's
Yours is
yours?
like you-
$5.86.
That is why mine's complicated because I get a cheap coffee and then I like add everything to make it good. So,
But
okay,
like,
so mine's only $5.30.
I make it painful
for
to be
the
cheap.
for the Trenta. It's only like 4 something, like 4 and some change. where I'm
Sydney's
at.
gonna try yours, Ryan.
Sydney.
You should
it
put
is-
yours in your story.
I should be
After this,
Haley.
Ryan's gonna put his order in his
I'm
story.
100%
Everyone
gonna
should
be,
try
like,
it because it is really
screaming.
good. I
It's-
don't get it myself.
My mom hates it, but everybody else in my life, including
Megan, Nick
my
buys mine.
yeah, I am a good brother. I buy my
Plus mine
sister
broke. Oops. Good for you,
Starbucks
Megan.
every time I make her do things for me. So my
Jill says I bought you something.
the moral of the story is my sister's a leech.
No, Megan is not a leech.
I love her.
She is
Megan
a
said
graphic
she gave me the
design.
fancy
My sister and I are literally like best friends. We never fight. We get along.
Megan's
Fabulous.
also
I
hysterical.
have bought her entire wardrobe of clothing
No, I bought her those pants.
that I bought from
you.
you.
Paid me for that. Anyway, Megan, I hope you look good in this
Dresden, you're so smart. She said the first thing I do when my husband gets his paycheck is buy a $100 Starbucks gift card from Target because you get 5% off.
big mood. I would also
Save
like to
that
point
fun.
out Allie's,
okay.
my queen, Allie Wonderland Thrifts. If you don't follow her on Instagram, please do.
Jill
She
said yes,
stayed.
Elise.
Jill, Allie.
I mean,
stayed
not to say anything, but like I pay for my own college, and she's getting her college paid for. So
Megan says I'm
Which
logging
I
in.
have-
Megan says,
wait. Megan said yes, I'm a leech. I love that she's like, you know
okay,
what?
but like, you know what, Megan? Like, work.
Correct.
Come
She
on.
goes,
and I'm not salty
Leech
about it
check.
at all.
I would like
That
to
was
say,
the plan. That was the plan. And
Oh
yeah,
my god.
love you, Megan.
That Allie tried my Starbucks drink in Phoenix when she stayed with us for Posh Fest, and she was like, "Oh my god, this is so good."
Was
Oh, it is.
before or
No,
after
it's
you
like-
put wine in the cup.
Okay, so I'm just gonna, I'm gonna air my sheets out.
we put wine in Starbucks cups just to make it, a little more fun.
To transport for ease, but
Free. You have 3/4 of my house in closed storage.
Leech. Jill says both my kids leeches. She
Jill
says I could
says-
use them as fish bait.
I am
because
only
we-
useful as his production.
Yeah, if you don't
She
know,
very
if you
much is.
don't follow me on Instagram, if you do, it's at NCI_resale. My sister,
snap, Jill.
my sister takes all of my pictures, all of them.
I actually didn't know that myself.
I take all your
But I guess I
pictures,
would've
and you
assumed.
take all mine,
Well,
which
yeah.
I think
Yeah,
is
no,
like
Megan's a saint, and I have a special. Like, there's this alley in the downtown area of the city I live
oh my
in
god, it's
that I take all of my pictures.
That brick alley.
It's
that
the
red
brick. There's a brick
alley.
wall. There's a brick wall, and then
Yeah.
around the corner there's a white wall. So if I want if I have an outfit or a picture that I want that would match
Wait.
the brick wall,
Wait,
it
where
goes in
is
front
it?
of the downtown Elkhart.
Which one? What's it by?
It's
I've never
literally
been to
just.
Anoka. What am I talking about?
I'll take you there sometime.
Please do. That'd be fun.
There's no good thrifting by where I live. I always have to go down by where they live.
Okay, so back to reselling.
Okay, back to the topic on hand.
Ange S. Trell or Ange's Trell asked
Ange's Trail.
if
Ange's Trail?
no Trell.
The Waskoski should have a reality show.
They should.
That'd be so funny. The Waska somethings.
The Waskoski things.
Love it.
So she asks if a specific item is saturated on Posh, would you still pick it up? So I assume she means like if it was a good seller, but it's becoming oversaturated, would you pick it up? My answer would be
I'll let y'all answer this because I don't typically buy things that are.
So my answer would be like, something can be oversaturated, but it still does well in general, versus like it doesn't. Okay, so like Lulu tanks, they do bad and they're oversaturated. So I would not pick them up anymore, really.
Unless if they're at the bins though.
Yes, yeah.
Because that means they're cheap
The
enough.
bins
Yes.
is literally always.
But like
exception.
Madewell jeans are becoming oversaturated, but they still do well. So I would still pick them up.
But more selective.
More selective,
Yeah.
and also
I wouldn't get older styles.
the thing is, like, I know that I share a lot, so mine are gonna get more views than all of the other. Well, not all, but like a lot of the other ones. I also like price competitively. I take really good. Well, I'm like tooting my own horn. I take really good pictures.
They're always like, I take the best pictures.
Yeah.
Nobody else takes better pictures than me. Literally nobody. It's like those no one. Literally nobody at all.
On a white
Jack,
wall, like
I take
else.
the best pictures.
Love
Excuse
it.
me, there's certain items that
I mean,
really
I think
pictures.
I have good pictures, but also
The pictures are awful.
I'm
No, you
psychotic
do.
about
No,
my pictures.
no, like you do. Like there are just. It's like I've like seen some people even like big sellers where I'm like,
Okay, so there's definitely what
not a good picture.
what he's trying to say is that like he puts a lot of effort in sharing, which bumps those items up really well. And he takes pictures that are very clear. He takes pictures
Okay,
of
like I will pat myself on the back. I
things.
take good pictures, but
You
I'll
do take
also
good
give
pictures.
myself like critique. I have horrible descriptions.
Your
Like,
description
I
is
will
the
be.
same
I will
for
be
every
transparent. I am like not good at descriptions,
Which-
but I have good pictures.
I have good both.
So
item.
that's
See,
okay. Talk about like.
excuse me. Come for my game. Who are you? So my thing is, we'll talk about like Madewell jeans. If it's an older style and they're like pretty pricey, especially at a thrift store, I won't pick them up. But if it's like a newer style, I will pick them up because I think that like obviously Madewell denim has a really good following because it's a really good quality denim. So I think that like picking up newer styles or styles that are like classics, like dark wash skinny jeans, for example, that aren't like super low rise, will do good no matter what. So I think like picking up that kind of thing is pretty good.
For saturated markets, like if you know what
you're just gonna groan the whole time.
I got a potty.
So like for saturated markets, if you are more knowledgeable with what is on trend, if you know what does well, if you know your target market, still pick them up. If you don't, like if you kind of just buy based completely on brand and stuff, maybe not.
Yeah, that's very good advice.
Because
you don't have to pay for.
You also like a lot of brands, you can look at like the dates in them, and if they're newer, I would still pick them up. But like maybe now, if you bought older Madewell jeans styles, not going to do as well. Whereas before, you could kind of sell any Madewell jeans, but now that they're oversaturated, you have to be a little more picky, a little more like tuned to what is in.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so I do still pick up things that are oversaturated if it's something that'll do well.
Jill says, "Okay, he's gone. What do you want to know?"
Jill, tell us the most embarrassing childhood memory, like
what's the worst
pre 10 years old.
Oh,
like worst.
Did he
like
draw on the wall? Did he hit Megan with a
he
toy? Like what's the tea?
Did he like fart and it hurt? Did he cried?
Stop it! Oh
Please,
no!
just let us embarrass. We'll read it out loud.
All the tea, yes, Asia dancer.
Asia.
But no, I think like to Jack's point, like especially going off like the example of Madewell jeans.
I take good pictures. Apparently,
You really do take good pictures.
Okay, I think sometimes I do take good pictures. I do not think all my pictures are good. Definitely, like I will go through my closet,
I'm like,
and there's
there's
like,
some of those older listings
there's like
where you're like,
no,
oh god.
there's like 20 listings where
You
I
have a
will
whole
pat
garbage
myself
truck
on the
collection.
back, and I'm just like, that's a good
That's
one.
a good.
I don't think that about all mine.
But I definitely think that,
like okay.
Okay, but do y'all have those?
Rude.
Do y'all have those 20 listings that you never share? So they're at the bottom.
Yes.
They're at the bottom of your closet,
But-
and you're like, that's an awful picture.
Ryan, your laugh.
I do 100% have like a witch cackle of a laugh, but it's fun.
So do I and my mother.
So
Jill,
Jill said he had. Wait, you had a garbage truck collection?
Ew.
You didn't know that?
What does
No.
that mean?
Jill said he's gone. What do you want to know? Not to rat you out, Jill, but that comment's still here. And we said, what's the most embarrassing thing that he did when he was a kid? And she said,
What do
he
you
got
mean
a garbage truck collection.
I had plastic garbage trucks, and that's what I played with.
Did you have the one that you could put like beans in?
Well, no, I had ones that had like fully working arms where you could like grab a garbage can and move them up. My parents spent coin on garbage
Just
trucks.
like we went bankrupt for your stupid garbage truck.
Nick was the OG garbage.
I mean, he was basically a garbage man.
And oh, but it gets better. So every Thursday, which was garbage day at my house, I would get up at 6 in the morning. I would get there up at 6 in the morning and sit on the driveway and wait for hours for the garbage man to come. But not only our garbage man, but because we have like multiple companies.
There's like 9 garbage
we don't have
cans
like
in Minnesota. You get a garbage.
He wanted to be a garbage man.
I wanted to be a garbage man so bad.
I mean, like,
and I literally am.
Yeah.
Trash.
I just sell premium garbage.
I have to say,
trash.
Oh my god.
Yeah, my mom bought like $100 German-made garbage truck toys for me. But before the garbage trucks, I was obsessed with sponges. That's how they like potty trained me. I love
sponges.
Yeah, like cleaning sponges. I had like 500 sponges, and I would stack them and make forts with them, and like I had a room full of literal sponges. I was a weird child. Okay.
Wait.
Why? I had frog stuffed animals. Like what? Joseph sponges.
Yeah. So first it was sponges.
Angry Owl said, "Oh my lord."
Okay, so wait. From the horse's mouth, Jill.
Jill said, "I am."
How
the
many
best,
sponges?
however.
Like, what? Like
Why?
how many square feet
Why?
of sponges?
Why sponges?
Do you
Why?
think? Let's do
Why?
this.
Like,
No. What was my big obsession when I was a kid? He had 5 toy vacuums.
I liked frogs.
That's
Like I was just a
surprising.
kid. I liked frogs. Not like
What did I
sponges
like?
and garbage cans.
I like Lincoln Logs.
I
like
normal child.
sponges.
Yeah.
And he liked sponges. He had 5 toy vacuums.
5 toy vacuums. Did you want?
Were you a housewife back in the day, or just like a 60s like?
So we used to have a cleaning lady named Sandy, and I would follow Sandy around the house and like pretend. Oh, see, look,
he followed Sandy cleaning around. I had one named Tamara, and I was always like, Tamara, go clean that. Because I thought that I used to watch like Dynasty a lot when I was a kid, and because it was on like daytime TV, and I for some reason was like in one of the last years of like half day kindergarten, don't know why. So at my nanny's house when I was a kid, Dynasty would come on, and they would always be like,
Lord.
"Oh, you go clean that over there," and I was like, "Oh my god, perfect! Like that's what people do." So I'd always be like, "Tamara, go clean that," and I was like 4. Or like however you were in kindergarten,
So,
like 6. It
my
was
sister
so funny.
says, "Is this exposed Nick time?" And then my mom said, "Ask him about rocks."
What about rocks, Megan? Yes. If you have anything, comment it. These videos go public.
So after garbage trucks, but before reselling, it was rocks.
I mean, like
Rocks
crystals?
and minerals,
Or
like crystals.
Oh, I have a ton
So
of
my
crystals.
mom, if you don't know, is an earth science teacher, and so her classroom.
Oh, she probably got the hookup.
Yeah, my mom's classroom, and her predecessor
He cleaned them
was like a rock hunter. Like he had a bajillion really cool rocks, and so then she got them all,
Okay,
and then
that's
she
actually
let me
cool,
pick
though.
a bunch out. But then I would also go to rock stores, and my grandparents would buy them for me for my birthday,
Oh my god.
whatever. And I still have a lot of them. Like my whole
That's
ledge
so
in my
good.
room
It's just crystals.
is all like crystals and such.
I love it. I have so many good crystals.
Yeah, and then that was until I was like 11. I also had a brief stint of coin collecting.
Okay, so here I'm gonna interrupt. Here is my thing with coin collecting. My ancient grandmother was like, Ryan, you need a quarter collection. And if you have like older grandparents, or if you were, born a while ago, you know that like those quarter books that have like the states in them
I have one.
was a thing. See, I was always like, this is money. This is stupid. So I'd always like pop them out of the book and be
Spend
like,
them.
yeah, and I would like spend
And
them
your
on
grandma's like,
stuff.
why are you so bad at
Well,
collecting?
no, she was like, why do you never have any quarters? I give you them all the time. Because my grandma was one of those people where she would like dump all her change in a bowl and wait until like the bowl got filled up, and then she would take it to the bank. And I would always like go through her quarters and be like, oh my God, Oklahoma, oh my God, Texas, whatever. And then I would like go to my mom and be like, Mom, I have all this change. Can we go to the bank? And she's like, yeah. So I'd spend on my like states quarters, and then the cycle would repeat. And it went on like that for years. Then I got rid of the books because they're stupid. And it's a quarter. Just spend it.
Okay.
Anyway.
Should we answer a Poshmark question now?
Yeah, we should.
Reselling.
Okay.
Shoot us. Okay, wait, let's answer. We can answer this one fast that Tracy just asked in the chat. Do you organize your Poshmark closets in any specific way? No. And there's your answer.
There we go.
It doesn't matter. I will tell you, it does not matter.
I really don't understand the mentality of like, I've gone down the rabbit hole a few times of people that have like color-coded Poshmark closets. Not worth it.
Not worth
at
it.
all.
It's so much time.
So like they share everything.
Yeah,
so
and
like,
they
if
have
they
like
list 15 new items.
No,
No, it's not the headings. It's like the main picture of their item is like a main, like a close-up of whatever the item is, but it's like specifically that color. So it's like if they list 50 things, they have to like share their whole closet until they get to like 2 of their new orange items. Then they'll share those, and then red, and then whatever. That is not how it works.
Well,
don't waste your time.
So to just like
As Vero
briefly,
says, ain't nobody got time for that.
ain't nobody got time for that.
No, she don't.
So basically, to sum up a Poshmark tip right now, I have a whole video on this too. If you, I would take every opportunity to shamelessly plug right now, but the majority of sales in the Poshmark app come from the search feature. Which is why it's so important to share your closet, is because the default setting when you do search feature is just shared. And so that's why the majority of sales you do are individual items, because people find an individual item. And then bundles usually come from when people are shopping. But when people are shopping for themselves, the my size filter is usually on, so then your closet's automatically sorted into things that are their size anyway.
Yeah.
And so I don't think it's not worth the time and effort to constantly try to keep up and share your items so that they're all in a category, unless that makes you happy.
Yeah.
But like, I have 850 available listings in my closet. It would take me so long to like organize and reorganize and share my whole closet to be one particular way every day. That's just not a smart delegation of my time.
It may look really pretty, but like look at these really big accounts. Like look at Jenna, look at Alex, Deal Queen, look at Aaron, Oscillity. Like none of these people like spend that much time like doing that to their closets. They just list it and share it as it comes in and share it as it's whatever. So like I really don't think that like it's worth it.
Yeah.
And it's 100% like I don't think
it like
it's definitely not worth your time, and you kind of like shoot yourself in the foot.
I don't think it brings like a benefit.
No,
I don't think it like
you would be so much better off just sharing your closet multiple times.
Exactly, and like
spending the time to do it.
And like Vero said, usually people filter by their size anyways, or maybe a brand.
Exactly.
So it just doesn't matter.
Exactly.
So this is an interesting one. I saw Angry Owl Online just asked, "What is your take on stock photos?" And that's a good question because different opinions. So I like always use stock photos because like people ask you to model. We don't have a mannequin. We don't have a like model ourselves.
And he doesn't want to put on the dress.
And
yeah, I don't.
And you don't want to put on the dress.
Yeah, no, I don't want to model it.
But it's like I can't fit into half this stuff. Like I'm not a woman's extra small.
But also, I just think sometimes, once again, I don't always have amazing photos, which apparently I'm always saying, according to Nick. But I don't always have the best photos, and so I think stock photos really it brings it more to life, and so I use them whenever I can find them. Also, I usually can find them, so like that's nice too.
Photos.
But I do really like to use stock photos. It's just like my personal opinion. Some people think it's like taking. Like some people think it's like stealing. I
don't think it's theft. I really, really, really don't. So coming from somebody, not to completely interrupt, but like coming from somebody who like works in a space where like artistic theft is really prevalent, because I'm in an art college, so obviously people take things from people all the time. But it's like these are really, 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 really big corporations that have a lot of money that are literally like just geared to sell you something. So like that picture essentially doesn't really cost them a ton.
And
Well, it's definitely like you have to play your cards right because there are definitely some companies.
Don't do
Sundance,
Lulu. Don't do Lululemon or Vineyard Vines.
Some of the Lululemon people will really come after you. The Sundance every single time.
I've heard White House Black Market does too.
And Chico's, because they're the same company.
Yeah, they are coming after people.
The thing is that I like, for the people that argue like you're taking the work from these companies, the reason that doesn't like upset me or affect me is because most off like 99% of the time, the item that I am selling, they have completely sold out of.
Exactly.
So they do not need those sales anymore. I'm not taking the attention with their pictures. Like, yeah, that's just my opinion. I know that there's a lot of different opinions.
I think that is a really big opinion, is like, you're taking money away from like 3 people. And I'm like, well, not really, because that model was paid, that production staff has been paid already. So like they've already made the money. 3 people has already made, you know, I don't even know how much money off of that one item.
Also, with 3 people, usually they sell their items out to like tons of different
like a
stores.
wholesaler.
So there's literally like 50 different
you could
marketplaces
find,
that have that.
You could find
that
like
top picture.
10 to like 20 different model pictures of the same exact top. So it's up to your discretion which one you use, which website you steal it from.
I think like I've heard people talk about like the ethical, you know, ramifications of the like using a stock photo, and I think like there is something to say about like
fast fashion companies don't care about ethics.
No, they don't. Definitely
take Zara's pictures.
Steal, not steal from Zara's stores. Steal from their pictures. Do that.
We're not condoning stealing.
No, shoplifting is not a good thing. But I definitely think it's like, you know, these companies have already made their monies. They've made their money. These pictures are publicly posted online.
Well, and they don't need them then. Once they're sold out, they
once the
most companies
is sold out. And then like my big argument to this is like the blog argument, as I like to call it. So these people that like have these like really big online presences or these really big blogs or whatever, they post pictures of these garments and nobody really seems to come after them. And it's like, well, you know, if we'll say Becky, for example, is posting about this free people top on her blog to 150,000 people, how is that different? And she's like linking it. So she posts a link to the blog or a link to a website or whatever with this picture. And then how is that different from me posting about it on my Poshmark? Like, I really don't see a difference.
Okay, so Nick, answer about stock photos. Then I have a different question based off of what you just said.
Okay. So I am not as big of a stock photo user as Jack and Ryan are.
You take great picture.
Oh, shut up.
With that Aeropostale really.
So it's time for me to go.
So
and don't come after my Aeropostale mannequin.
I'm going to come after Jessica. I swear to God.
My mannequin's named Jessica. I bought her when Aeropostale was closing. She's navy blue and says Aero right here, but I just edit that out. Anyway, besides that, a lot of the times it's more to me about like aesthetic cleansing, like cleanliness of my closet. And it's just a preference. I have no problem with stock photos. I use them, especially when I can't get a picture that I really like, or on items like maxi dresses or skirts.
That's another thing.
Or if I just truly don't feel like my picture does the item justice.
Exactly.
Because there's certain things that just do not look good.
That look better on person.
When they're not on a person.
Wrap
dresses.
Bandos.
They look so funky when there isn't like.
If you don't have a mannequin, maybe it's different for you. But
exactly.
We don't have a mannequin, so bandos are a nightmare.
I rarely use my mannequin. The only time I really use my mannequin is when I have a wrap top, a wrap skirt, or a wrap dress.
Because those are impossible
because you can't
to make
hang them on a hanger.
Great. Yeah, exactly.
Or like a dress that has a belt.
Yep.
That you can't show the belt. And so I mean, that's just my preference. I know my friends Kevin and Kristen at Voyage is a Verb don't use any stock photos at all.
Because that's just little plant.
Because they have created a brand. Now, I have a crisp white background for all of my pictures. And that's just what I like. That's what I prefer. I think that's what it's better for SEO and Google searches, but that's a different story for a different time. And so that's just my preference. And I prefer not to spend a ton of time looking them up. I'm pretty good at finding stock photos too, but I don't always take the time to do so unless it's really easy for me to do so.
Yeah.
So that's just my preference.
Okay, so I literally saw like 3 other topics to bring up. Okay, so I'll just say them all. Blogger pictures, using those in yours. Other poshers pictures, and if you use a stock photo, adding your own pictures. So we'll all just take a turn with this. So blogger pictures.
He painted one wall in my family room. It doesn't match the rest of my walls, says Joe.
Nick, you
Literally-
ruined Jill's color scheme in our family
all
room?
of those walls are white. I just painted it a different shade of white.
Is that an Urban Outfitters
Okay,
t-shirt,
so
by
we
the way?
can
No,
keep
it's
the
not
family
chocolate.
Oh, it's just
drama
like
out of the
that.
chat.
Okay.
Thank you. Anyway.
Okay, so blogger pictures. Honestly, I don't know.
See, okay,
so
but, like-
I'm not going to say anything on that right now. Using other people's pictures, don't.
No.
Honestly,
If it's
okay.
like a stock photo as they're listing, that's different.
Oh yeah,
But don't
Mhm.
take the pictures that person took themselves and took time to.
Or
But-
unless they specifically say, or you ask them and they say, you can use my pictures. Because that's happened to me before. I've done mystery boxes and people have been like, do you have pictures of this? And I've said yes. I've sent the pictures and those are the ones they use. That's fine.
I
You
have
to
had- If you
ask.
would like to use other people's pictures, I would say comment on their post, even if it's like sold. Actually,
Mhm.
most specifically if it's sold, probably because you bought it or something.
Mm-hmm.
Ask if you can reuse their pictures.
Exactly.
If you're reposhing it. When people ask me that, 100%, I always say yes because I don't care.
It's sold.
I have
don't
no
have it anymore.
use for those
Exactly.
photos. Like, they're not branded to me. I don't care. So ask if it's still
Mhm.
available. Never use someone else's pictures.
No.
To me, that like
Well-
they're still trying to sell it. I don't think that that's fair to take their pictures at all.
Well, like I've gotten mad at people on Instagram, especially where they've like, oh hey, like I really appreciate you having like measurements or a title or whatever for this item because like I just copy pasted it for mine and it's sold, and I'm like, that's theft. Like, don't do that. Like, I put the work into the item. I put the work into photographing it. I put the work into the title. I put the work into the description. I was the one who measured it. So, like, it's lazy and wrong for you to just copy paste my title, my description, my photos, my anything without asking me first.
And the thing is 9 times out of 10, if you asked, I would say yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm like, just
Yes.
just ask me.
Yeah.
Like, it's not hard. And like I've had people that have bought things from me, you know, in the past. I'm like, hey, I'm thinking about selling this. Like, you know, can I use
So
your
am I.
description? Can I use your measurements? Whatever. And I'm like, totally go for it because that item isn't going to make me money anymore.
No.
It's going to make them money. So
like I don't even have.
yeah,
So
exactly.
it
I'm
doesn't
like,
mean
it literally
anything.
doesn't even legally belong to me anymore. So when people come at me and they're like, oh, hey, like, thank you for making this like stock photo, or like, thank you for taking a really good picture of this pair of jeans. I'm like, don't do that. Like, I've reported people's listings. I'll continue to if I have to, of people that take my picture, that take my descriptions, that take my measurements, because I'm like, that's not your work. Like, you didn't do anything.
I mean measurements.
Well, so
They
as
could
in
have
like,
just
no,
measured
like
it. How do you know they took it?
I had somebody like message me on Instagram and she was like, oh, I found this exact same Free People top that you had. Thank you so much for like posting these really good pictures. She literally copied my entire listing. Like, it looked like mine. Like, she clicked and saved all my pictures. She copy
Don't do
pasted
that.
verbatim my description, my title, and my measurements. And I was like, delete it. Like, take it down, fix it. That's not your listing. That's mine.
Yeah.
So I think it's just like stock photos are different because they come from companies and that company's already made all the money. But like, I'm my own person. Like, it's just me photographing, measuring, listing, sourcing all of this stuff. So like, have some respect. Like, don't take other people's.
Intellectual property.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway,
moving on.
my little like small rant for the for the live.
Yeah. Ryan, the gal.
Yes. Ugh. Okay. Anyway, I'm the gal.
I'm gonna address something in the chat.
Someone
Somebody-
else. Oh,
Somebody
yeah.
said that I seem like I'm a handful. I promise.
He's like, I am. This is, I promise.
True.
I promise that I'm not as bad as
Oh
we're
my
joking to
God.
make me seem to be.
Oh.
And my mom loves me and supports my business wholeheartedly.
Yeah. We just like to bully him.
No, it's really fun, especially like Jill. Fun.
I am
to poke
interested,
fun.
like, mainly like Nick. What do you think about like blogger pictures?
I don't use them. Because
I will
it's
not.
the same kind of thing that I feel with us and our listings is that those
Mhm.
bloggers spend time getting photographed, and that's their thing. Like that's how they make money.
Yeah.
Now, I think if it's something from like 2012,
Different story.
different. Like, and no, it's not updated. But if it's somebody actively doing a
Mhm.
blog and trying to grow, like I have friends, and I think the world of blogs is kind of dying.
Yeah.
I
And
don't
being
think
replaced
too
with
many-
Instagram.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think
Accounts.
people follow blogs; they follow
Instagram
accounts.
blogs.
Mhm.
And I mean, I have we all have business Instagrams. I don't know what y'all's are under, but mine is under blog, personal blog. I don't have mine under like it's still a business page, so I get all the business analytics, but it's not like I don't have it under like shopping and retail. I have mine under personal blog. But like lots of people because I see my page, my business page as kind of like a story of my life, my stuff like my story, my business, me personally or whatever. Now I'm friends with somebody, a mom and a daughter, who have a blog and they work really hard curating content
Exactly
for their blog,
and they take those pictures.
and they take their
that's their
pictures.
content.
They
They
specifically
do stuff
buy
like that.
things.
Exactly,
For pictures,
yeah. I would like to say Lauren Russo in the chat is my homegirl since day one. We are not shunning him.
I'm leaning against the wall.
We are on
because
we are
I
on a
got
bed,
back
so
issues.
we all fit.
So
Because we're all
Anyway.
6 feet tall. Okay.
Oh,
my
okay, yeah.
opinion on
Ooh, no, scoop back. You looks better in the background.
my opinion on like blogger photos is like once again you could ask. You could always ask. You can ask
Exactly.
anyone if you can use their
Mhm.
pictures. Probably don't.
Yeah,
I guess especially not as your first photo, but like probably don't. If it's a
Mhm.
newer photo, maybe if it's older, it doesn't matter as much to the person. Like I'm trying to think.
I
if,
have something to say about this.
Say the photo
It's
I
problematic.
posted today with my Levi's studded jacket. If someone used that as like a picture and didn't ask, maybe that'd be a little odd. But like,
I mean, so my thing with blogger
okay, but like,
pictures-
okay, celebrities.
Different.
See,
A
okay,
little
I
different.
think celebrities
Like,
are different
Celebrity
because
sightings.
a lot of the time they're paid to wear what they're wearing.
and
Or they
technically-
didn't pay to wear.
Yeah,
what they're
exactly.
wearing.
Or like they
with
just
a
pay
lot
a
of-
stylist.
with a
and
lot
they
of
just
photos
dress
of
them.
celebrities, the owner of the photo is actually the photographer, like the
paparazzi,
Paparazzi.
or whatever.
yes. So that's different.
Yeah.
But bloggers,
Okay, so my thing with bloggers is it's tricky, especially in today's like social climate. I think a lot of companies like Zara, for example, or especially like a lot of these younger. Okay, so Zara's problematic as hell.
Zara's
We
so
all
bad.
knew
Don't-
that.
If you ever want me to go off about something, ask me about Zara.
fast
It's
fashion.
bad.
Or
We
fast
we
fashion.
have all made presentations and like papers
It's
about
just don't
fast
buy it new,
fashion,
as long
so,
as
It's
say.
so it's godforsakenly awful. I almost swore. And I
So-
didn't.
no.
What I'm gonna say is these companies are noticing that like these really well done Photoshop white background, like thin little white woman model pictures aren't doing as well. So they're taking a lot of pictures that resemble blogger pictures to make it seem like, oh, it's
You
natural and
need
she's
some milk.
trendy and she's like,
Timmy, what?
Timmy. Yes,
Toomer,
but also
why?
don't drink milk. It's not good for you.
He
Needs
needs
some
some milk.
He needs some milk. But I think like it's just like do your Google reverse image search something to
Okay.
see if
Asia. I was thinking that exact same thing.
skim milk. My she was a barista. So anyway.
Okay, what Asia said. I feel if you give credit to the person who is in the photo,
That's fine.
totally different.
It's just it's the same
Totally
thing in the art
different.
world. Like if I am gonna
If you
use a
said,
piece
like,
of a work and I would say
Original
this is made
photo
by
creds,
yeah.
and then the blogger's Instagram, and even put in parentheses like Instagram, I would say that's honestly like good. Like that's wonderful. Like I think then you are totally okay to use it. But like to just use it and not say anything, questionable. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
He
Yeah.
just says yes.
And Ryan's not against skinny white women, but
No.
it's just
definitely not.
no,
No.
but it's kind of that idea of like hyper photoshopped, airbrushed, everything's perfect that has gotten a lot of brands in trouble over the last 10 years. It's like enforcing unrealistic beauty standards.
So
Yes.
this is where I come from. That. So
where
if you look at the Nordstrom website, it's all the same, like 2 or 3.
The Revolve.
The Revolve website is
Oh,
literally
gosh.
so problematic.
They've gotten so much heat
because it is the same 2 really thin, very unhealthy looking white women, which, you know, obviously not everybody's white, not everybody's a size 23. So my issue with that is like it doesn't give an accurate representation of what regular people look like. Like obviously some regular people are white and size 23, but also there are very black people that are, you know, plus size, or they're these like really beautiful thin black bodies.
Hispanic
Yeah,
or
exactly.
Asian
There
or
are so
whatever.
many other
Larger
ethnicities
bodies,
and
medium, like
skin
regular,
colors that are not
It's just-
represented in modern fashion. And especially if you look at things like Fashion Week, that is literally like essentially a glorification of really,
Well,
really, really thin.
the fashion industry
it's
has
getting
come-
a lot better.
She's definitely gotten better.
The
We are
fashion
not
industry
like
has come
1990s
a long
heroin chic
way.
Gucci, which thank God.
since people like Karl Lagerfeld have died, because he
Okay,
was
Karl Lagerfeld was an awful person.
horrible, absolutely terrible. If you don't know why I'm saying Karl Lagerfeld is awful,
Google it.
he was a fabulous designer, amazing designer,
Wonderful tweets.
saved Chanel and Fendi. Horrible person. Well, Coco Chanel was a Nazi sympathizer too, so Chanel just has a problematic past.
Hugo Boss.
So
Or Hugo Boss.
yeah, Hugo Boss too. But a really good designer. But some of the stuff that he said about women and the people who wore his clothes. I mean, he said he would rather die before seeing a fat woman wear his clothes. I mean, that just kind of highlights how much fashion has come in the last 10 years, and even
just everyday brands. Like what's Hollister or Abercrombie and Fitch,
American
the dude
Eagle,
who's just like size will ever enter my store.
Sorry, I
like,
thought you were going good.
Are you kidding me? Was that Abercrombie?
Yeah, Abercrombie, or firing somebody because she was an hijabi Muslim. Like they wouldn't allow her wear her hijab in the store.
No.
Like problematic things like that. And then there's brands like that have been working so hard, working overtime. And it's really interesting because not a lot of people know this, but American Eagle Outfitters, was one of the first websites to include model pictures of multiple sizes. So they would have a model picture in a size 23. They'd have a size 00. They'd have a model picture in a size 8, and then they would have a model size in like a
plus size,
like a size 16, which is amazing. And since then, so many brands like Madewell and J. Crew do this. Anthropology now does this.
Tanya Taylor. She's a
Tanya Taylor's
She is a black-owned business, which is iconic, and she definitely makes things for women that aren't like size like 00. Like she definitely is like completely size inclusive, which is what we want to see in fashion.
Tanya Taylor is like my.
Well, okay, but like
there's so many.
Name me the last time you've ever seen like an Abercrombie ad, like with anybody
with representation.
Anybody that wasn't like ripped and white, or like 2 inches, or thin, like. It's so
Torrid. Their model
we love the
pictures
Torrid
are
model pictures.
So
because you go in the
stunning now. They have like changed their whole like model picture
game.
It's not just like a white like background. It's like they're like they're like serving, and I love it.
But it's also
Torrid
like because Torrid, if you go on the Torrid website, it's definitely like.
Jill says, because us curvy girls.
Yes, you are, Jill. You're adorable. But it's like the Torrid website is definitely not like a whitewashed website. Like there are definitely people of color and people of bigger bodies on the Torrid website.
I think it's a general theme that is good in the fashion industry that it's moving towards being inclusive versus exclusive. Exactly. Because once you do that, so fashion has always been this inaccessible thing for the wealthy, and fashion is becoming more and more and more accessible to everybody, which is amazing to see, but there's so much more work to do.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's even brands that you would think that would never ever change. I'll use Victoria's Secret as an example. last year for the Victoria's Secret fashion show, for the first time ever, they had a transgender model walking the runway.
Victoria's Secret's a whole ballgame.
Yeah,
Like,
Victoria's
that
Secret
was
is a
a
problem,
step
but
in the right direction.
representation has become more and more just better.
Mm-hmm.
So Dresden said, "Love seeing stretch marks on the model photos."
Yeah.
ASOS.
Aerie doesn't Photoshop their models anymore.
ASOS
which is a
curve
good
is not photoshopped anymore. Like it is au natural. Like it
Yeah.
is so
It's
amazing
refreshing.
to see that. Like it's just so.
Because
Okay, pause. Good night, Jill.
bye, mom.
Night, mommy.
Love you.
But I think
But like it is
Sorry that your house is
so-
full of clothes.
sorry, well, can I garage?
It's so
Can I garage
like
my
it's
phone?
not like I don't. It's not like shocking. It's just so refreshing to see just like real people in these
Exactly.
clothes. Like it doesn't like change my opinion on the clothes. I don't know why they ever needed to like Photoshop people, make them smooth, make them not have any marks. Like we all have like marks. We all have moles.
Everybody's
we
a
all
little
have
bumpy no matter
freckles. Like
what. It's
whatever.
fine.
Like it's
Mhm.
just so refreshing to see people with just natural
I think
skin.
that that plays into kind of like what Nick was talking about, where it makes it accessible, is because like, you know, if you see these like really, really thin, polished, airbrushed people, like that's not accessible because
And
regular
it
people
creates
don't
an
look like
unhealthy
that.
beauty standard.
Yeah, exactly. And that leads to like really like I'm somebody that has worked with a lot of children. Like that really is detrimental to them because they see these really famous people that are really thin and really pretty.
Or
and
when you
really
see nobody who
fake.
looks like you.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
represented in media or in fashion or even in children's toys or stuff like that. And these are things that are changing because they were never talked about before.
Yeah, exactly.
And now people have
like that little black girl that goes to second grade now has not just one Barbie, she has a ton of Barbies that she can play with versus like only being able to play with the white ones. But I think like not photoshopping out any kind of like imperfection and not like a stretch mark as an imperfection, it's just like a mark. I think that it really, really, really plays into that they're just people trying on clothes. Like they're not these like things that are put on pedestals. It's like a woman trying on a dress. It's
just
not,
to see what it looks like
yes,
on a
exactly.
human being.
Exactly.
So
let's do another question.
Yeah.
I could go on and
I
on
know.
and
There
on and
are
on and on.
many
It's kinda like-
many hours
like
we could talk about.
models in fashion is similar to like fast fashion, where like I could just go on and on about like how there's like
If
issues
anybody
with it.
ever wants to get me on a tangent to talk about fast fashion, I wrote a 12-page paper on it.
I gave like a 20-minute speech. I am like ready to go with like
Thumbs
why
up
I have
for
an issue
Thumbs
with
up
it.
for
Inclusivity.
inclusive. Yeah, I can't take it out.
work
Yeah.
queen. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
I love having these conversations.
Me
too.
too.
I do too.
I think it's important to talk
well,
about.
because I feel
they're
like
very
most
good.
people agree. Like, there's not people who are like, what?
No, fashion should only be white.
Yeah, it's just
People don't exist.
Yeah,
Well, they probably
okay.
do, but I don't care.
Okay. Well, Megan's Market asks lighting help, mostly for listing photos. Would you suggest studio lights, ring lights, recommendations, please and thank you?
Oh, Angry Owl.
Angry Owl.
Really, you just helped pay for the next
thank
Taco
you
Bell
so
mukbang.
much. You'll be a sponsor in the next
Thank you.
mukbang.
Oh, it'd
Thank
be
you
so
so
fun.
much.
I'll make
Did we
them
answer
come. I'll
Lauren's
make them
question?
come to my house,
Yeah.
and we can have a mukbang there
Oh my god,
Yeah.
we should mukbang with Jill.
with my mom.
Yes.
She's like, this is
She
my
just
garage under clothes. Oh, that'd be iconic.
Another car to take the crap in the garage.
Yes.
Goodwill.
We'll be in that
That's
garage
100%
corner.
what's gonna happen before.
We'll
we
just
go
be in
get
like a
food.
pile of like bags of clothes. Like, hey.
Can you imagine that Instagram picture though? Iconic. Anyway.
So Megan, what I think for your pictures would be to get 2 studio
What
box
was the
lights.
question?
Lighting.
Lighting help.
suggestions.
Would you suggest studio lights or a ring light? Thank you.
Get box lights if you have the room.
Get 2 box lights if you have the
Mhm.
room. They do take
And the
up a lot of
finances.
room.
Definitely don't stretch yourself thin to get lighting.
So Ryan and I have had a ring light, which is what we're using right now, and studio lights. And for photos for Poshmark, I would 20,000% say that.
Wow, that's a lot of percent.
I know.
That's
That's how sure I am of
a
myself.
lot.
I would say that 2, not 1. I mean, 1 is still good, but like 2 studio lights is like perfection. That
Mhm.
it's just that
A box light on one diagonal and a box light on the other
Yes.
diagonal.
Yes.
Is
No
iconic.
weird shadows. Perfect.
Yes.
I guess if you were to say like
So-
one studio light versus a ring light,
Ring light.
not
Yeah,
much
I
of a
get the
difference.
ring
Probably a
light, 'cause you
ring
can put
light.
your phone
put
in
your
the
phone in the
middle.
middle.
Yeah.
But
I
if
remember
you
that's how
if you
we both
have
started,
if you
was
have the
one
like
studio light.
resources, two studio
It's
lights.
two.
If you have the room and the resources,
Usually they come in sets of 2
Yeah.
regardless. Like I got
Mhm.
my well, I got a nicer set, but I've had them for 3 years. Well, I paid $100 for my set of 2 box
Ours were
lights.
$30 a piece.
Mhm.
Our box lights.
But
Ours are
I've had
cheap.
my
They're
box
cheap.
lights for 2.5 years, and they're still kicking. I've never had to replace a light bulb.
The bulbs are expensive.
And I have the big ones, and you definitely don't need them. It's just for the space that I have. I have room to store them, and I wanted a good, solid setup. But by no means do you need to have that set up. It's just I recommend having some sort of artificial light. I'm sorry, I got far away again. My back hurts. I recommend having some sort of artificial light because that opens so many doors for you because you don't have to.
Posh Boss Blake, where have
Oh.
you been?
Queen,
We
I've
were
been
just
wondering.
talking
We
about
were
how much we
literally
missed
be
you.
like,
We
Oh my
literally
God,
were
he's
like,
disappeared.
look, even Dresden's like, Blake.
Hey, Blake. Blake,
We
where
were
have you
literally all
been?
night. We've been talking about you.
Oh my
Like,
God,
where
we
did
were
you
so
go?
worried. Why
We
didn't you
miss
call
you. Call me. Yeah, FaceTime us. Bye.
Literally. Oh my God. We'll kiki again. Anyway.
Sorry, a lot.
What was?
Okay.
I read a question too.
So I definitely think like studio lights and artificial lighting are handling mental health always good. Please
Go for
consider.
it.
someone said, base it on like your space, which is like very true because like
Mhm.
like Nick said, I would advise get some kind of
You need
artificial
something
light.
because it opens up your doors because now you can, instead of only being able to photograph during because I used to not have lights. I used to only photograph with natural light.
Mhm.
And you can only take pictures if the lighting's good, or you can only take pictures outside,
Yeah.
or you can only take pictures like this or that. And ever since I made myself a mini photo studio, you don't need that. All you need is some sort of solid color wall,
Exactly.
a command hook,
You need
And
a
some
nail
sort of-
in the wall
or
if
some
you
sort of
own the
light.
property.
and so
Exactly.
it makes it so you can take pictures at any time. I am most productive at night, and so the majority of my pictures done get taken at 11 p.m. or later.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm very like I want to be in bed at 9 p.m. So I'm like 8:30. But I definitely think like, you know, especially if you're thinking about starting reselling full time, definitely like only use natural light, like kind of like work around those like lighting or whatever to like generate capital, and then like at some point I'm completely like losing my train of thought as I'm trying to say it.
Okay, you figure that out. I'm gonna answer Blake.
Oh, okay, hold on, here we go.
Okay.
Save money and then buy lights. Like once it gets more substantial, buy your lights. Like once you have a higher like turnover rate, or like once you're like really starting to get more and more and more things in, then buy lights. But like right when you start out,
You
source
don't
things from
need
your own
them,
closet,
But they are a
take
convenience.
pictures in front of the window. They definitely are a convenience. Okay, there we go. I
Okay.
got my thought out.
Blake, I don't want to break your heart here. I did not make this shirt. I am not that talented. I got this shirt as a gift. It's
Like
from Hot
DM me a
Topic.
size. I'll make it for you. It's a red shirt with a little bit of black on it.
I got it from.
We can
It
do
was
that.
from Hot Topic about 2.5 years ago, before tie dye was a thing. But I love it now.
I'd love
I'm sure you could find it. The brand is Rude.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I remember when I always used to wear those like rude skinny jeans. And all my,
Oi, oi,
and
oi.
all my teachers
Ryan
were
used
like,
to be tiny.
so I was 120 pounds when I graduated high school.
gosh.
I was thin. I'm now a nice, comfortable 160, and I love it. So I remember when I was always in high school, and I would always wear I was like 135, I think, when I graduated. And I always had, I was tiny. Not because I had anything. I just had a really hard metabolism. But I always used to wear those rude skinny jeans that were
From Hot Topic.
that were pencil thin. So my legs looked like chopsticks.
Yeah, I had the
For 2
cheap.
years.
I had the cheap Monday.
Skinny
jeans.
Oh my god,
no.
from Urban Outfitters.
From Urban
Oh
Outfitters
my god,
that were
I love
that were basically
those.
man leggings.
They were so thin.
So,
Oh my
Matt-
God, they were so uncomfortable.
They were awful.
Why?
Matt in the chat asked where they can get inventory without access to cheap thrift stores and the bins. Check out buy sell trade stores.
Ask
I would
your
definitely
friends.
or online. I would definitely
Mhm.
recommend checking out my friend Mogi. Most of you know Mogi.
Mogi Beth?
Miss Mogi Beth. I'm gonna give y'all a hint, a sneak peek, but I am having a YouTube collab with Mogi Beth this coming Friday.
Ooh,
this Friday
fun.
afternoon. Y'all are the first ones hearing about this. I have not released this public information, but on my channel, I will be going live with Mogi on Friday. She's amazing, as most of you know. But
Carrie,
Carrie.
and there's the other half of the Taco Bell.
We have a full Taco Bell fund. Now we'll have to do
But-
another live.
okay, we'll get back to this.
Like says
But,
exclusive.
But
Love it.
Mogi is amazing resource if you want to learn how to source at buy sell trade stores
She
or
really
paying
is.
up for inventory, because she talks a lot about, instead of looking at and I do this too. I do a lot of sourcing at buy sell trade stores too. I'm not afraid of paying up,
You really do.
because as long as I'm
too.
double, I usually do as long as I'm making a 50% profit margin. So at least I'm doubling my money. I'm fine with that. So you are going to invest more money on the front end, but you can find inventory that you maybe wouldn't be able to find at a thrift store,
Mhm.
newer inventory, stuff like that. And so there is money to be made paying up for inventory. Same thing goes for online thrift arbitrage from the Real or ThreadUp. You can do it. I do it quite frequently.
Same.
And so there are other ways around. There are other ways to
Like
resell
stores. Yeah.
that aren't just thrift stores.
Oh,
Aw.
Anna, Taco Bell Fund.
Anna,
Thank you for putting
Oh
the
my
money in the
gosh.
pot.
Anna and Carrie.
I will definitely say that
We
going off
literally
of-
have like a full Taco Bell fund. So
guys,
thank
please.
you guys
I'm trying
so
to not
much.
like
Literally-
gain a ton of weight.
okay, make him gain weight.
I'm kidding.
Gym
Taco
membership.
Bell
But
fund.
I will
Gym
definitely-
membership fund.
We
I
have like
will-
a full Taco Bell fund. So thank you guys. So
Thank you
much.
so much.
I wouldn't
for
recommend going
donating.
to a public gym.
Donating?
That
Donating.
means so
Donating.
much.
That's what I'm gonna call it. I will definitely say, kind of going off of Nick's point, especially with like buy sell trade stores or things like Plato's Closet, Buffalo Exchange, or whatever. A lot of those condition issues have already been weeded out.
But you're paying a premium for that.
You definitely are. So like you are paying more, but you need to look at it as it's like the inventory that they have has already been curated. So you're not gonna get any of the like really like the junk that you get if you go to a thrift store. And you are able to kind of find some of those like more niche designer pieces that they may not know, which like obviously this doesn't happen everywhere, but like I have 100% found like really high-end pieces at like Plato's Closet for like
Cheap.
$10-12
Because they're not well known.
just
Those are
because they
sometimes-
don't know. Exactly.
Those are sometimes the best brands to sell to.
Exactly.
Are niche designers. And I'm again
You are
shamelessly
the
plugging.
queen of niche.
Yeah, I
designers.
kind
Are
of.
you kidding me?
I know way too much about clothes, like more than any person should ever. But I'm doing a video coming next week where I'm going to be talking about websites you can do research for, brands or styles to sell, websites that are good resources for people to learn new styles and brands. And
Emma brings up a good point. Definitely follow your local like buy sell trade stores. I know a lot of Plato's Closets have Instagrams. Pay attention.
not even
to their
local.
clearances.
Follow national ones. Follow ones around the country
yeah.
that you stumble upon, because I do that and I buy stuff in the mail from Plato's Closets in California or Nevada, because
Interesting.
most of them will do free shipping if you buy more than $50 worth. And if you buy 3 things from their Instagram, you're getting. It's basically like I'm walking down the street to Plato's 2 blocks from my house. Like,
Interesting. Okay, so I will definitely say Deborah Whitehead says advice for small spaces. I will definitely say compact your inventory. I know Nick doesn't do this, but me and Jack both do. We both put as much of our inventory as we can into bins, like a bin system. It's really, really handy because, I have 500 active listings right now, and it lives in like a 3 by whatever space in my spread.
Because you can stack them.
You can-
So get like the Target like square clear like storage bins.
Mhm.
Use those. For your lighting, if you want to get lighting kits, get a ring light. A ring light is like super tiny. It's super thin,
Yeah.
easy to store.
and this might be an obvious, or like, this might sound like a dumb answer, but I really mean it. Is if you are small in space, be pickier with what you buy.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Don't pick up things that may sit for a while, or like if you're watching.
Focus on brands with high sell-through rates, and
Exactly.
figure out, and especially with what you know you can sell. Stick to that at least until you can expand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Debbie said, "We're
They
about
live in a 2-bedroom.
We live in a 2-bedroom apartment." So Debbie, this is directed at you. Definitely, like be picky with your inventory, but like I would still say be able to try new brands. Like, you know, if you're watching like a Posh Boss Blake haul, or like a Mogi Beth haul, like if you're watching one of our hauls or like one of Nick's hauls, like pick those items up at a really low cost and make sure that it's not anything super bulky. So like if we find a brand that you find in something that's really chunky or really heavy that you may not be able to store as easy, like
give it to me.
We do 100% give it to Nick because he puts it in Joe's garage. But like find things that are really easy to store is kind of like the memo of that. And then find a system. We do a bin system that's really, really easy to kind of like pack as many items as you can into a really small space.
And if you want to see the latest on our Posh Room and inventory system, look at the
AM to PM.
Yes.
Oh, the Poshmark
I
AM
think
to
we've
PM.
done one since then.
Have we?
But I think that one
of
does
a
a
room
good job.
tour, but definitely look at the AM to PM on Poshmark's channel.
Mhm.
That's pretty good. So, 2 good questions to end it off on are from Posh with Pets. I doubt she's still here. I really
Is
don't
Lauren
think she
still
is.
here? Lauren, say hello.
Posh with Pets, say hello.
Thank you to everybody who is here.
How many-
Literally,
how many
thank
people
you
are
all.
here? Do we
All
know?
of you
I'll look.
commenting and all of you
check to see
watching.
how many
Thank you
people are
so
here.
much
Thank you for
watching.
staying with us.
Posh with Pets is
Becky!
still here. Okay,
Hi,
so
girlie. How have you
She's
been?
probably
So-
halfway across your house and just booked the turkey.
She said, I heard my name.
So we'll go one by one, and I'll start because I'm reading them.
I was gonna say, you haven't taught that much, so go for it.
She asked,
There are 127 people watching.
And you gotta turn the volume
Sorry.
on the ad.
there are
It's
2
interesting.
questions
You get me that
from
AdSense coin.
PWP, my queen.
PW.
If you could be a designer, what would you be? So, AKA, like, what designer, like, is, like, your personality?
I know.
So mine would be Moschino. And like someone once said in my life, I don't really know who anymore, but somebody in my life one time said, I have a tacky style. So my style includes a lot of like logos, brands,
But in a
in
good
your
way.
face,
You're very
type
trendy.
patterns.
But like cute trendy.
Gaudy, but in the best kind of way.
Yes.
It's like-
I
it's
do
like-
like my brands. I do like my logos. I do like my signature prints, whatever. I like that kind of stuff. And so mine, I would say, is Moschino because they do like to put Moschino on every
But it's also
single-
like-
and trash can.
They make
every
a lot of
single
cultural
thing.
references that I think really vibe with the rest of your style.
everything they
100%.
make is very just like I don't. It's very like
It's very like
it's like out
like
there,
reminiscent.
but they
almost.
it's just like it's different. I've always liked like fashion and style that's very just like different. Like like the paper bag T-shirt. That is such a
You
like
literally
it
have a T-shirt that looks
defines
like a grocery bag.
it defines like what
Mhm.
my style is. I just really like. I don't. It's just like it's weird, where it like
But not weird.
it'll make people like take like 2 looks at you.
but like, in a
But
good
that's
way.
it. Like that. Like it has a
Exactly.
brand and it takes 2 looks. That's like how I define my style. I just like it to be kind of like odd, not like too freaky, but odd, and a lot of logos.
Can I guess
That's
for Nick?
mine.
I think yours is going to be J.W. Anderson.
No, but a good guess. I would say mine is Comme des Garçons. Comme des Garçons.
Those Western boots, where?
What?
Remember? He made those like.
Oh, with the toes,
like-
with the elbow.
Oh,
So
no.
for
Oh my
some
god,
of you
those boots.
who may not be familiar with, you may be very familiar with Comme des Garçons Play, which
Because
is
they
the
make
little
the
heart
Yeah.
logo,
His
which
shoes he's
I
been
love.
wearing all
I
day.
own about 6 pairs of Comme des Garçons Play Converse. 'cause
I do
love
have
Converse.
a pair, and I love that.
But Comme des Garçons, the physical,
the physical,
like not the physical,
not the play brand,
the actual designer,
expensive
or like the
stuff.
archival designer.
Mhm.
He's been designing stuff for years. It's a Japanese fashion house. their archival designs are insane. And the thing I love about them is that my personal style is kind of minimalism with a twist. It's like you look at it once and it looks very toned down and kind of simple, but the more you look at it, the more complicated the designs get. And the thing that I love about Comme des Garçons is that the detail work on every single piece is nuts.
It's crazy.
Insane. And they're most probably well known for their avant-garde, which really it's like ahead of fashion is kind of what it means. And so it's the cutting edge fashion that's never really meant to be worn as street style, but just as like walking art. And I love art, and I appreciate a lot of fashion as art and a lot of runway fashion as art, because I don't think a lot of people, especially people who aren't into fashion, understand is that runway fashion isn't really meant to be like viable.
You're not going to wear it to work. You're going to wear it to like
runway fashion. What runway fashion does is it sets the tone for what's going to be mainstream. Because the way the fashion hierarchy works is that there's runway haute couture, which is like
cut to Vera where she says, "Can we appreciate that Nick can say French words?"
8 years of French.
None of us can.
And don't worry, I give them so much crap when they mispronounce things like Soleil.
He really does.
In their YouTube videos. But so couture pieces are never really meant for public. And then from couture it goes to prêt-à-porter, which means ready to wear in French.
Okay.
And so that's what is like or as most Americans would say, prêt-à-porter. And if you've never seen
Net-a-porter. I was just
and that's why, fun fact, Net-a-porter, the website, is a pun. It's a play on words. It's supposed to sound like pret-a-porter, but it's Net-a-porter.
What does that mean?
But ready to wear.
But every like
it's
American white person says Net-a-porter.
Net-a-porter, which makes me want to die. It's like if you ever eaten at pret-a-porter, that means ready to eat.
What's pret-a-porter?
It's like
but where is it?
There's lots of them out east. And they're really popular in Europe. Anyway. And then from pret-a-porter, it goes into mainstream fashion. And mainstream fashion would be your everyday like mall store. Pret-a-porter would be your designers that you would go out and buy. And then haute couture is like the like high end, the design houses, your Christian Dior, your Balenciaga, Vetements.
Love
Vetements. Fun facts about Vetements, high-end design house. Vetements literally just means clothes.
Yeah.
In French.
In French.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's really interesting. But back to what I was saying. I love Comme des Garçons. I love their archival pieces. If you look at their pieces from the 90s, insane. Them and Helmut Lang in the 90s, art. Just straight art. Okay, I'll let Ryan talk now.
Okay,
Hold
so
on.
to
me, art, like fashion art, makes me think of Marnie.
I love Marnie.
Marnie really.
If y'all don't know the brand Marnie, M-A-R-N-I.
Marnie.
Oh,
Love
like
it.
even just like their graphic tees, their graphic
Do you want me to just
pieces.
list art designers?
Yes.
Marnie, Comme des Garçons,
Yeah.
Helmut Lang, J.W. Anderson,
Oh.
Loewe.
Yes, I was gonna say
my
Loewe.
God, the
Loewe
Loewe stuff.
Okay, and Loewe is
insane.
L-O-W-E, but it's German.
So it's
Loewe.
The W is a V.
I remember when I first read Loewe, I was like, low? And then I heard someone say Loewe, and I was like,
Autumn Beckman. I learned that from Autumn Beckman.
Loewe.
If you watch on YouTube, she says Loewe.
Loewe and Marnie, like top, like art fashion brands.
See,
I love those two so much.
So to me, I don't really think of like, when I think of art, I don't think of like fashion art. I think of like art. So I'm thinking of like Lee Bowery. I'm thinking of like the club kids in the 90s that inspired us kind of like neons and all those kinds of things now. Like the Spice Girls with the platform shoes. So I kind of think as in terms of fashion is like it's more of a reflection of like culturally like what's happening. So my favorite designer isn't just one because I have an
no, it's if you were a designer.
Yeah,
like if
but
one
there
designer
isn't one.
defined no.
Oh,
If
just say
one
it.
designer defined,
Just go for it. Just go for it, right?
Okay, so mine is definitely like a combination of like Lee Bowery, if you know who he was.
No,
but no, like
a designer.
He's gonna say free people.
Ryan,
Anthropology.
a clothing designer defines you.
I'd probably have to say Moschino, Jeremy Scott specifically, only in the context of
That's the only Moschino that matters.
It's it's pieces that look tacky and that look super cheap and really like just but they're so
the
expensive.
thing that links us. Moschino.
Yeah, but like that is my and that's
It's not your
always
engagement.
I really
well, there's that.
Our personalities. I feel like there is a different one for you.
I
but
really,
I'm trying to think of what it
I
is.
only picture it as Moschino, and the big thing that comes to mind is his runways. The Moschino runways are
runways are insane.
They are so out there. They are so
I feel like
funky.
you and I feel like would describe you. Okay, and this is going to be a fashion reference. Some of you might get or not. 2000s Marc Jacobs.
Oh my
yeah, Marc Jacobs.
No,
No.
do you know what it is? It's 100% 1990s Mugler.
Oh yeah, Thierry Mugler.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Okay,
Mugler, not Mugler.
So if you want, so this is my favorite thing to do when I have free time is I watch.
Also, thank you, Vero, for joining us.
Thank you, everybody.
Have a nice night.
Literally, anyone who is still here, we love you so much.
I hope
Thank
you have a
for
nice
joining
night.
I could blab about fashion all day.
I know, like literally, our lives are always so
Ugh.
long because it's just so fun to talk
It's just
to
fun
all
to
of you.
chit-chat, yeah.
Like, it's amazing.
So my favorite thing to do during some of my free time is watch really old Terry Mugler runways, especially from the 90s, with people like Linda Evangelista and all these other really, really, really prevalent like cultural icon models that just model like the weirdest, most out there clothes, and you know that it costs like $3,000 a look minimum. It's insane. And
Christian Lacroix had insane runways.
Yeah.
Or like no, my favorite period in fashion, like hands down, is Jean-Paul Gaultier for Dior. Oh my god! If you just
Then, like,
Jean-Paul Gaultier for
newspaper-
anybody.
Oh
the
my
newspaper stuff.
God,
Oh my
Jean-Paul.
gosh.
No, I'm 100% changing my answer to Jean-Paul Gaultier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it.
Makes
Soleil.
some of the
Soleil.
wackiest stuff, and oh my god, it is beautiful. I have this obsession with the 2003 Jean-Paul Gaultier for Dior. I think it was 2003. Newspaper runway, where like he really kicked off like using this like really tacky kind of underappreciated material.
Live. She
Yes!
brought up Violet Chachki.
Okay, living my best life. That is literally
Queen.
iconic. Violet Chachki is a drag queen. If you don't know, she's
When
super.
she and Katya watches the old runways, that is my favorite
It
thing
really,
on
really,
YouTube.
really hits
oh
different.
my gosh.
Okay, but like,
We'll get into that. Violet Chachki is a drag queen who makes a lot of really, really, really.
But
pertinent-
she's so fashion.
She's
like
painfully
in,
fashionable.
she's in
like,
so
it's
many
insane.
runways right now.
She was in a
She's
Prada campaign a
gorgeous
few
woman.
years ago.
Like she is
Beautiful woman. She makes a lot of really pertinent fashion references to the 90s, which I think is a period that I really resonate with
The
because
super
90s
singed,
fashion is something.
So, like,
singed waist.
she's
like,
beautiful.
just-
Oh my god, she's so amazing. But I think like her really big thing is like she's a Mugler woman, which I'm like a Moulet, whatever.
Wow.
Moulet woman, which is interesting
Gifting
because
Moulet.
it's this like it's fashion that really isn't ever meant to be practical,
Mhm.
and it's expensive, which I'm obsessed because I think that's especially like coming from somebody who's like really not. I'm not gonna say I'm prevalent, but like somebody who's really like involved in the art scene isn't like I look at a bunch of artists on the internet. But I think that there's something really interesting and there's something really like connected, especially like to that culture of like me looking at things that are really, 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 really impractical, but also very like beautiful, which I think like 100% does in all of his work. And especially Jean-Paul Gaultier, because he said, I'm going to take this little podunk kind of grandma house as Dior, and I'm going to turn it into this nightmare, but it's beautiful. Like the newspaper print is amazing.
But like Mark did
Oh my
that
god, Marc Jacobs
He
really,
has done
really,
a
really
lot.
took over after
He
Moulet
may
got
not
over
be like
after
the
Dior.
hugest brand.
And now
but,
Kim
like,
Jones is in charge of Dior, and it's insane.
Oh my gosh,
current Dior.
Oh, it makes me
There
so
is-
happy. It's beautiful.
There is so much
Oh my
current
God.
Dior, or like the past like 3
It's
years,
amazing.
2-3 years of
2-3
Dior.
seasons at least.
Oh,
And wait, now high fashion's having a moment. It's too bad there's a pandemic. But like
'Cause we can't-
Raf Simon for Prada,
Stop. I can't.
Kim Jones for Dior, and then Alessandro Michel for Gucci for the last 4 years.
Is that how you say it?
Insane, yeah.
Alessandro Michele. I always called him
Alessandro
Alessandro Michele.
He looks like Jesus.
He really does.
everything that Dior
So-
has done in the past like 3 years.
Oh my
I
God.
want
Everything
every
Gucci has done in the
single
past few
thing.
years.
Holy mother!
It's really
Sorry,
insane.
Chanel, backseat.
Okay, but like all Chanel really ever does is like tweeds
Tweed and
and
boy bags, and
and,
a
like-
price increase once a year.
and like black leather quilted bags. So I'm like,
Yeah.
you go tell Grandma
these
me to go
and
buy
these are
that Chanel
designers
bag.
who, okay, we should be done really soon, but I'm going to tell you this.
It's
These
fun.
are designers who have basically taken their brands out of the crapper because they weren't evolving with the times.
Mosquito. Jeremy
Mosquito.
Scott literally
Oh my
pulled
gosh.
Mosquito out of the
They're
gutter and said,
old
"This is going to be
Mosquito.
fashionable."
These
Period.
are designers who are
Oh my
making
God.
designs that aren't. They're no longer for the woman who yachts on the weekends.
No,
For a long time, that's what these designers were designing for. They
they're
were
for the
designing
girl
for
that
rich-
works in like
the
downtown.
rich
She's rich.
women.
She's
Rich women.
fashionable.
That's
And
it.
now the combination, how street fashion has influenced high fashion,
Dapper
Oh.
Dan.
so interesting. The trickle up theory of fashion,
Mhm.
reasons why Balenciaga and Vetements are huge, and brands like
It's because
Chanel
it's not like
and
your grandma.
Louis Vuitton are not
Yeah.
as huge. But then, of course, Louis Vuitton hired Virgil Abloh
Mm.
to be the creative director for the men's, because Virgil Abloh is the founder of
Of
the
Off-White.
Off-White, the streetwear brand, who started the streetwear movement. So they recognized that they were not filling in a category
Exactly.
that was making
Mhm.
them other brands a lot of money. So then they actively recruited somebody who pioneered that movement
Literally.
Yeah,
and put that into their brand. So that's why Louis Vuitton menswear
is
has
amazing.
It is
become
beautiful.
Those little trunk purses. Ooh,
impractical.
take my 4
impractical,
grand. They're beautiful.
but 10 grand
They're
and cute.
beautiful. I think that's a really, really, really big thing to note in fashion is that like your grandmama's not the one going to Escada and buying her little pantsuits anymore. It
Okay,
is
but
not.
Escada's trying really
She,
hard.
no, she's trying.
As Vanessa says, we have Rita Ora.
I was like, Adidas was like, you could have her.
So, but I really
Okay.
think that like
Okay.
there's something to say of like it's really prevalent on like what people that are like really, really, really trying to make it a look do. And I think that like these big fashion houses are paying attention and that's what they're making.
Okay.
Hence Balenciaga
Dior.
is like
The
mushroom
latest
coat.
Dior.
I love Balenciaga.
I am
Or
still
I'm gonna
just
talk
waiting
about
for Dior to be on
Yeah,
clearance
exactly.
on the real and I will buy it.
like
Oh.
Dapper Dan. Dapper Dan is
Dapper
a big
Dan's iconic.
example of that. He in the 80s and 90s took Gucci fabric and Louis Vuitton fabric and turned it into these like gangster streetwear pieces. And Gucci said, "Oh hey, wait, nobody's buying our ugly crap right now. We're gonna hire Dapper Dan and he's gonna make it for it." Like Billie Eilish. Anything
Liz.
you've ever seen Billie Eilish wear has been made by Dapper Dan.
Basically.
He is her sole stylist. It is amazing.
I love Liv.
And-
Liv, I love you.
Part of it-
They're-
okay. Wait, side
You're
note on Billie
iconic.
Eilish too. I love Billie Eilish, amazing singer. I love that she has broken the mold of what conventional fashion or what women's fashion has to be.
She wore a
Yes.
she wore a Gucci
She wears
boot.
baggy sweatsuits to all of
Yeah.
her concerts. And if
The-
you want an interesting story, look up why Billie Eilish wears the clothes she does, because it's
yeah.
so cool.
It's
No.
funky. Also,
Yeah.
look at just Google Billie Eilish and pay attention to
Her
what she wears.
Burberry look.
Oh
where
my
she was
God.
just
where she
like-
had that like Handmaid's Tale moment.
Oh my
So my
gosh.
thing about younger people fashion is that like they really want like the iconicism of like these brands. Like they want the LV monogram, they want the Gucci Chisma, they
The
want the,
Burberry.
they want the
Novacek.
Burberry Novacek,
Oh.
but they don't want to wear it in something that like Grandma
Looks like
wore in
grandma.
the
Actually, no, they do
1870s.
want to wear it in some
Well,
way,
no, that's not-
but in a different
Not
way.
like the
Exactly.
over-the-shoulder cardigan.
Like,
it's
you
just
know,
like the
Yeah, exactly. Like Billie,
hoodie.
Billie Eilish isn't trying to wear like a plain wool khaki Burberry skirt with a little Novacek lining. No. She's
She
gonna
wears a
let
size
you
3X
know
sweatshirt.
that it's Burberry, and she's gonna wear a men's t-shirt and put a Gucci belt on it and strap it down. That's it. That's the look, and that's because it's interesting.
Okay.
and it's fun.
Okay,
Anyway,
last question.
Final question.
Thank you for all of y'all who've been
thank
here
you
for 2
for
hours
getting
and
me
20
off on
minutes.
these tangents.
I love
Final,
talking about this.
final
This is so
question
fun.
from Pasha's Pets. Also,
Becky.
very similar to the last one. If you're still here, say hi, Pasha's Pets. We just saw you. You must still be here.
She says
We're in the
hi.
background. You're listening. You're listing your mystery boxes.
She's taking her
Like, we
pictures.
love
Good for
you
her.
so
Good for
much.
Becky.
You are literally my queen. She also asked, not if you could be a designer. If you could be a garment, what would you be? I will go first. So, my personality, Pasha Pet is still here. Becky, I love you. Probably a graphic tee.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
You would be like a really bougie Gucci graphic T-shirt.
I'd be like a designer graphic
100%.
t-shirt.
You
Like,
really would.
I'm just trying to fit, like, that is probably the most common thing you'll see.
But that fits into our Billie Eilish conversation. It's a designer item that isn't meant to be worn to like a ball.
No. Yeah.
They're meant to be.
I'm a luxury
It's a
item
status
that is
symbol.
not luxury. I'm like a luxury everyday item.
Exactly. That's
Is
meant
what
to
I
be
am.
like propped
So
up,
that's
which
what
is
I am.
awesome.
That's
you
my
100% be like the really bougie, like stoned Gucci graphic T-shirts. You really
If
would
I
be.
look on the real, like I'm looking at like designer graphic tees, designer sweatshirts, designer like jeans with like logos or patches on them. Like that's what I'm looking
Was it those? Was it Louis Vuitton Supreme
Oh.
that did the like the LV on like one of the legs of the jeans? Oh my god, those are dreamy.
at. So that's me. Just
Anyway.
a designer like average to everyday item. Like cotton. Not silk, just cotton.
Air
Like,
dry.
Designer cotton. That's
Wash
me.
inside out cold.
Literally.
Yeah,
Yep.
air dry. Lay
You
on
can-
top of the
you can
dryer.
wash
Let
it
it
in
dry
your house,
overnight.
not bring it to a dry cleaner.
Oh, what would I be? I think
You would
I
be,
would be.
no. Let me get like.
Golden Goose sneakers. A
Well,
little beat up, but still expensive.
You would be.
that's a part of it.
You would either be like designer, like destroyed jeans, or you would be like Golden Goose.
Okay, so I was gonna say I was gonna be the is it Y? No, it's not Y3. Y projects. Jeans that are like 5 pairs of like waistbands and then like a 2 long pair of jeans with a pair of Golden Goose sneakers because it's really tacky, ugly fashion. That's expensive. Mike is getting his bone under his bed, so both of his beds are tipped up. Anyway.
Is it my turn now?
Yes.
I think I would be a belt or a pair of boots.
You'd be
I thought belt. That's
I
so
was just
funny.
gonna say
Okay,
you would be
okay,
a
I'm gonna
pair
go
of
with
like
belt.
ankle boots.
So, if y'all don't know me, I love leather boots and I love belts
Nick wears a lot of belts.
because I think a belt can be understated but still put an outfit together.
Which I
Gucci
agree.
belts.
But I think
Mhm.
Also, a belt can be a statement piece in an
Yep.
outfit.
Yep,
yeah,
yep.
And I
it
love-
can.
Both.
Yep.
Same
really
thing with a pair of boots. The boots can be classic,
Oh, the Calvin Klein
Clean.
205
but
West.
also you can
39,
make a
whatever
statement in a
boots.
pair of boots. I love tall
Not the
leather
ankle
boots.
boots.
Not an ankle.
Okay,
boot.
I have stylish
He
ankle
says
boots.
I am basil.
They're definitely
and
not
Lucky
like
Basil.
a
I
lucky
have
brand
so many.
like Basil
Yeah,
brand.
Jack just heard ankle
Not
boots
that
in
we're
his mind.
poo-pooing
Went, like,
the
it was
ankles,
like the meme of the dog with like the war, like the helicopters behind him. That
Lucky
was Jack
brand
with the
boots.
lucky when he thinks of Lucky brand boots.
That 100%
Literally
is.
the avalanche of Lucky brand boots in his
Literally.
apartment.
Yeah.
No, but I love boots, and I think boots can be so classic and dressy, but also can be worn in so many unique and
The
interesting
Fluvog
ways.
boots, says Asia Dancer, is a big
No,
one.
no.
Or those Calvin Klein
All-
205 West, whatever.
So
they
I
are.
All
have-
three of us love boots.
love
Also,
them.
I love belts too. Like literally belts. Nick is right. Like belts can like completely bring
I
together.
don't
really
wear.
are.
I don't wear an outfit without a belt. Fun fact.
I don't wear belts
always,
because
unless it's like a.
it's too much effort.
Well, no,
But they're
I always wear a
very
belt.
pretty. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that is me. Okay. I think
Boots-
we're winding down.
Boots are
I'm a
beautiful.
really ugly pair of jeans, and Jack is a t-shirt.
Okay.
We got an outfit.
We got an
We do.
outfit.
We are one outfit.
We
And
100%
with that,
or
wait,
one weird outfit.
one small, quick last question. Nick, are you going to school for fashion?
Yes.
The end.
Okay, well, there's that.
That's
And
Well,
with
okay.
that-
So yes. So I'll quick. I'm a fashion merchandising student, so I'm going to school to be a buyer. So yes, I go to school for fashion, but fashion is one of my like personal passions. I love it. I love high fashion. I look it up for fun. I watch this stuff for fun. It's something that I'm personally really into and what I wear every day. And so that's how I know most about fashion.
Yes. Okay.
And yes, I love yard sales.
Me too.
We don't go to too many yard sales, but they're very fun.
I live in a suburban residential neighborhood where there's lots. They live in an apartment next to a college.
Very accurate. So there's not many. But on that
Okay.
note, I think
We
we're
are
what
going
time
to
is
sign
it?
off
It's 10:15.
for the
Oh my God.
night.
2 hours and 15
I love
minutes.
you guys. I had so
Thank
much fun.
you.
Join me on Friday with Mogi. Also, shameless plug, check out my channel at NCI Resale if you don't follow along. Love
Yes.
y'all.
Join us on, I don't know,
Thursday?
Thursday.
We will
I
not
guess.
have a Tuesday video this week. This is our Tuesday video.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like,
Thursday?
we
Wednesday.
could have like a
I don't know.
Wednesday and
Smash that like button.
we could have like
Yeah.
a Wednesday and Thursday video. We don't know. We have a haul to film.
We will have
so,
a distant What's Sold Saturday.
It
I have
literally-
to go down to Des Moines.
yeah,
this
we
week, so we will
have
have
a
a separated
haul to
What's
film
Sold
that
Saturday.
could be 2 parts. So it could be Wednesday and Thursday, but we'll see.
Mhm.
It could just be Thursday. So we at least have
Oh.
1 video coming on Thursday, maybe 2. And then we're going to do a long distance Wetzel Saturday.
Long distance What's Sold Saturday. That's a good name for it. It's
Yeah.
better than a distant
So
What's Sold
we will
Saturday.
have that on Saturday, and then Tuesday, who knows?
Pasha
So-
Pets, know your shadow isn't broken. You're right there. Love you, Becky. I hope you have a good night.
Also, we love all of you.
I love all of you so much.
Literally all of you.
Joining
in the
JoJo,
chat.
thank you. Nicole, thank you. Dreamwalker,
Brittany,
Ray.
oh my gosh, Ray, you're a queen. Brittany,
Angry
we
Owl.
love you.
Y'all
If you
been
want to be
here
mentioned,
the
comment right
whole
now.
time.
Julie, we love you so
Shanette,
much.
Is that how you say it?
JoJo,
Shanette.
you've been with us the whole time. We love you so
Charnette,
much.
excuse me, sorry.
Charnette Lawson, we love you. Caitlin, Jen,
Wagner.
we love
Oh,
you too.
Boys, you too, Jen.
Okay, but like seriously, we love like all of
Yes,
you. All of
thank
you that
you
have been here
guys.
the whole time, we love you
The
so
whole
much.
2 hours.
Anyone
and
who's watching this
17 minutes.
in the next couple days, we love you as well.
Thank you.
Nick loves
Very,
you.
very,
I love
very
you.
much.
Go subscribe to him too. Angry Owl, we love you too.
Love you, girly.
Thank you.
So thank you guys for joining us and being in the chat
Have a nice
and
weekend.
asking us questions and
Yeah.
everything. We love you so much.
Have a
We
nice
will
rest of your
see
week. Today's
you-
Tuesday. Today's Monday.
See you soon.
We'll see you on Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah.
But either way,
Bye.
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 I'll be the exit music.
Bum, ba, da, 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 da.